night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
The whole system is designed to disconnect you from your intuition. Why? Disconnected people are easy to manipulate. Everything from sunscreen to politics to the food industry. It's all designed to disconnect and manipulate you. We are in the middle of a war right now, but it's not a traditional war. It's a war on consciousness. It's a war on freedom. This is the time to listen, not to the news. No, your intuition, your gut, your heart. Love is the greatest weapon against darkness. How do you love more? You begin by loving yourself. How do you love yourself? You listen to the messages your body is telling you.
Nobody is coming to save you. Get up. Be your own hero. There's an African legend that says, in a race between a lion and a deer, many times the deer wins. Because the lion runs for food, but the deer runs for life. The moral of the story is this: purpose is more powerful than need. When your why is as strong as your need to breathe, nothing can outrun your will.
So one of my favorite stories is in a mother's womb where two babies, and one turns to the other and says, "Do you believe in life after delivery?" And the other replies, "Why, of course, there has to be something after delivery. Maybe we're here to prepare ourselves for what will be later." "Nonsense," said the first. "There's no life after delivery. What kind of life would that be?" "I don't know," said the second, "but there'll be more light than here. Maybe we'll walk with our legs and eat with our mouths. Maybe we'll have other senses we can't understand now." First goes, "That's ridiculous. Walking is impossible, and eating with our mouths, that's absurd. The umbilical cord is what scientifically supplies nutrition and all that we need, but it's far too short. Life after delivery is to be logically excluded." And the second says, "What if it's just different than it is here? Maybe we don't need that physical cord anymore." The first goes, "Okay, if there were life after delivery, then tell me, why has no one ever come back from there? Delivery is the end of life, and in the after delivery is nothing but darkness and silence and oblivion. It takes us nowhere." And the second says, "But certainly we'll meet Mother." and she'll take care of us. The first goes, Mother? You actually believe in Mother? If Mother exists, where is she now? And the second goes, she's all around us. We are of her. It is in her that we live. Without her, this world would not and could not exist. And the first says, I don't see her. It's only logical that she's not here. To which the second replied, sometimes, when you're in silence and you really listen, you can perceive her presence. You can hear her loving voice calling down from above.
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
I am struggling extremely with mental health issues, and I am trying to do that whilst being FTFE. And unfortunately, talking to flat earthers is quite painful.
All right. Thank you, Craig.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sovs Place. It's Tuesday, July the 22nd, 2025. The earth is still flat. Politics is fake and gay. And we're here to have a good time. We've got a couple of people backstage, and we'll bring up Kevin C. and D-Man here in just a second. We got Saddlebum out there tonight. The Akinator, Derek Nelson is with us tonight. Got GA, Edwin Johnson, Eldon Bean, Awakened Nemesis, Fozzie Foster. Let's see who else do I got. Only Updutes is here with us as well. Chilling 2. Got Lord Racer. Let's see who else am I seeing up in here. Mojo Shop's with us tonight too. Good to see you, my friend. Pool Headquarters, Pool HQ, and Dick Wayne, and next chapter, The True Few. We've got a whole bunch of people up in here. Austin Murphy, I see. Got a bunch of great people joining us here tonight. We've also got D-Man and Kevin C. How are you fellas doing this evening?
Fantastic.
Ozzy Osbourne has died.
Yeah.
Pretty good timing. He just finished his farewell tour.
Yeah. Couldn't get a better timing.
I'll tell you. Would you like? Did you like my little disturbing?
Everything AI produces looks weird. It's got a weird kind of like, I don't know. It's just weird, kind of very demonic or evil looking. Everything is.
It's almost like it's nightmare fuel. Look at this one. Watch this one.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You think? What? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
AI.
That's disgusting.
Everything about it is shock.
Yeah, it is. It is. A friend of mine said, "What in the world? What kind of a prompt do you put in on that?
Yeah,
to get that to produce? I mean, wow. Do you have to actually type in, make the kiss cam where people melt into meat and do all that?
Yeah,
exactly. Like
I don't know,
that
man.
are doing it. That's why I'm saying that. That isn't just doing it on its own. It's you have to give it input. So somebody's giving that input to make shit that looks that way. I don't get it.
That's some twisted out shit, man. It really is. I mean, some of the stuff you see, like that one with the dude pulling his head open and there's like the salad coming out. This one right here. I mean, what? I mean, what do? Type in, make a dude pulling his head open and salad falling out? Or, I don't know, man. Maybe I want to know. I might not really want to know, Because then
I'm only going to be here for a couple hours. 11:30. I got something I got to do at 11.
Yeah, I'm not going to be real late either. I got to be up and work tomorrow myself. Yeah, I got I got a great thing I did here today. All my cordless power tools, instead of just having them all in the back of my Jeep, I got this big, those big black totes with the yellow snap-on lid. It's got the little levers on them.
Yeah.
Man, it fits perfect in the back of the Jeep. I've got everything that I need in it, and it's not overly heavy to lift into the back of the Jeep. I think my toolbox is harder to load in and out of the Jeep than that thing is. So I should be all set. I got a couple extra I'm going to put out there.
An old toolbox from way back. Like, I got it. I was probably in my teens, late teens, 18, 17. It was the first big toolbox I ever got. Bought it from a guy who was retiring. And I still got it. It's in my. I don't have the bottom anymore, though, because the bottom was huge and weighed a ton. But I have the top for it. And, yeah, that toolbox was made before me. That's how old it is. Big metal, like crazy.
Yeah, the metal ones, those are the ones, man. You can't find metal toolboxes.
It's got roller bearing trays on it and everything. You could tell that thing was like old school way,
Whoa. Now, see, I can't tell if this guy's AI or not. He looks like it, but he just might be a really freaky looking dude. He's talking about what's in the chicken food. Like the shit that they feed to the chickens. Listen, crap. I can tell you, I know this for a fact because I live in an area where they raise these chickens and they have industrial chicken farms. And 5 weeks from a peepee to a full-size fryer. Huh. That's all the longer those fucking chickens are alive is 5 weeks. Those great big ass chickens you get in the supermarket at Walmart. 5 weeks from a hatchling. 5 weeks. God damn, it feels like somebody Nancy Kerrigan my ass and it hit my knee. I swear to God, and I didn't hit my knee on nothing. I know I didn't. It feels like somebody come up and fucking kneecap me. I don't even know.
Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah. That happened in my hometown, Detroit. Yeah.
She was from Massachusetts, too.
Yeah, but see, Tanya Harding was from Detroit.
There you go.
I mean, she come by it honest. I got to give her that. She come by it honest.
Do you remember the name of her old man? The one they
what was his name? It was something like Bruno or Rocco or some shit like that, wasn't it?
Jeff Galooly.
Yeah, Galooly. That's right. I knew he had like a real thuggish type name. Galooly. I'm Jeff Galooly. What you doing around here, eh?
Showing my age.
Yeah, man. I remember when that happened. Oh, fuck. That was crazy. That was at Cobo Arena in Detroit. That's where the Red Wings played. Now, I guess everybody uses Comerica Park or something. I don't know.
The original Cobo is gone. That's long gone. They turned it
I heard it.
They turned it into a parking lot at one point, like a pull-in parking lot.
Oh man. See, I haven't been there in 25, almost 30 years, man. And I'm going again. I'm going at the end of the month. We're going up there to see my granddaughter, and I'm going to see my old stomping grounds if I even fucking recognize them. It'd just be interesting to see, see the house that I grew up in and that kind of shit,
I've done it.
Yeah, it's what people do when they get older, they're kind of reflecting back. You come to an age where you start reflecting back and you go, God, I was really an asshole, You do. You never really look back and go, I was always been such a great guy. It's like I look back and I go, man, I was a real asshole. I would have beat my ass,
I think a lot of times going back to places like that, I don't think about the place. I think about all the times or all the people that were around and all the things that happened and all the stores and all the different, the neighborhood stuff.
Yeah.
It saddens me when I go back and I look and all that stuff. It's like, oh.
Well, shit, there's a Kroger store where my high school used to be. So that ought to be kind of weird. They got the deli's in my smoking area. What the fuck, man? Here I went between every class when we went to class. Be out there in the smoking area, everybody in little circles smoking joint. Constantly. I had this I'd always had a bag of pot with a fucking corncob pipe in it. Take my
Yeah.
thumb in the bag, scoop it in there, and put it in, and there you go.
I used to remember the the guy that I used to get weed from. I would literally had a razor blade in my locker, and I would buy an eighth of weed from this guy every morning. He was sitting out in the parking lot. I'd go back to my locker, and I'd take every single bud in that eighth and cut it right in half and turn it right around and sell it and get my money back within 30 seconds. Is that messed up or what? That's a hell of a memory from there.
I remember you used to be able to sell a joint for a dollar a joint, but if it was really, really high grade shit, it was $2 a joint.
Yeah, I was in the inflation era, $5.
Oh, yeah, it went up a little bit. Yeah,
$5 era.
About between 83 and 85 that are just like, what happened, man? It like went up for like, it was a quarter ounce of weed was cost as much as what you were paying for an ounce back in 80, 82, 83. You know, by 85, it had gone up 4 times the price.
Yeah, it was harder to get.
Yeah, because of Nancy.
Is it legal in Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm in Missouri right now. I don't even know if it's legal.
I never really let that be a concern, though, you know.
Yeah.
Well, just curiosity, you know, just because of the states that have gone through the process.
Yeah, see, I don't want to see it legalized. I want to see it decriminalized.
Yeah.
When you legalize something, then you allow the government to get into it. The government starts getting into it. Then they start putting regulations and contingencies and shit on it. And then they start making the manufacturers do this and do that and add this. And, you know, it's a nightmare. So the best thing is not legalization, it's decriminalization. They should have the same status as fucking carrots do, right? Are carrots illegal or legal? They're neither. They're just fucking carrots, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm from Oregon originally. I'm from Oregon, and of course, I was one of the first 3 that got legalized, and everything went to shit, man. It was just like the prices went crazy. They had the regulations, and they had to be all of the marijuana it wasn't because they did away with all the what do you call it, the you know, like everything they got rid of the medicinal thing and everything after it was legal. Yeah, so then they make it recreational. So then it was taxed to shit. It was taxed. And then they had to have, you know, all the growers had to be certified by the government, and everything had to be tested to the gills, and they had to know exactly what was in it and all that shit.
Yeah, it's because people take shortcuts. Some people will take shortcuts and not do the right things.
You know what? That comes and bites them in the ass on the end. It does. It ends up because, look, you putting out a quality product, you know, is better than putting out a whole bunch of a product. You know what I'm saying? If it's shitty and it's got crap in it, and people get a load of that, and they're like, "Oh man, that guy's been using this, that, and the other in it." You know, because a lot of times people ask the growers when they buy it right from the growers, it's like, what do you use for a growing process? Are you using natural or chemical fertilizers? Blah 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 blah. Do you flush the plant? Usually you can tell if it's been flushed correctly. What you should end up with, if it pops and it turns like into if it starts popping and cracking and wanting to pop out of the bowl, there's too much phosphorus in it. It hasn't been flushed. Likewise, if it doesn't turn to white ash when you burn it, it's got too much nitrogen still in it. And they're trying to squeeze that last little bit of growth out of it when you're supposed to, like for the last 2 weeks, just give it nothing but straight water. Put it in the dark, give it nothing but straight water, and then it flushes out all of that shit out of the plant.
And they're trying to get mass. They're trying to make the
that's the thing. And again, what is it? Love of money.
Yeah.
Love of money. You know, and the thing is, if you've got what you need and everything, then what the fuck? What are you doing?
Yeah.
You think it's a contest to try to get more, you know, and the more you get, all that does is give you more shit to have to worry about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All the natural nutrients, you know, and like when we were growing, it was you know, batching it with bat guano and you know, growing it in cacao leaf and having all these you know, the integrated stuff that we put in it was all 100% natural. There was we didn't use any kind of infiltrations at all from chemicals at all.
It's the best way.
Even the water that we used, you know, the water was, you know, all pH, all deionized, all absolutely great. You can't get. I mean, we were drinking shittier water than what we feeding our plants.
I got one growing out on my back porch right now, and I ain't done shit to it. I'm just letting it grow, see what it happens, you know. And I haven't added no fertilizer or nothing to it, and it looks pitiful. It does. It's pitiful. It looks like a little palm tree about this tall. Is all. It's like it's not gaining anything, so I might change the soil. I think I might do that, but
probably the pot. It's probably stripped because of the pot. It probably doesn't have enough growth.
Oh, the pot's not that big, man. It should be plenty of room for the roots. It's just like there's nothing for them to absorb. So,
was it a clone or a seed?
I think it was a clone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, that's a different animal.
So it won't have a taproot. If it's a clone, it won't have a taproot.
Nope.
The decriminalized states are Montana, Colorado, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina. That's it. So Montana, Colorado, Louisiana, Mississippi, and North Carolina.
Huh. Yeah, that's most of the states you can smoke.
I put a link in the.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool map. I like that. Gives you a lot of info. Tells you.
What about Missouri? Because I'm on a job right now.
Missouri,
60 miles. Yeah.
Missouri's legal for recreational use.
Yeah, 2022.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't even know if it was legal.
I-190 passed by 56%.
Oh, wow.
Looks like Montana and Colorado are the only places where it's decriminalized that I can see. Oh, New Hampshire. It's legal. It's decriminalized, but it's legal for medical use. That's kind of
that's cool.
Yeah, it's legal for medical, meaning that
North Carolina.
Go to they have dispensaries here. Yeah, but they're only in certain places. Massachusetts, everywhere there's a smoke shop, you can buy.
Yeah.
Pretty much everywhere.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, Michigan's like that too. Yeah. Well, I haven't seen any dispensaries near me here yet. Of course, in the rural areas, you know, you still got. I mean, they've come a long way. I mean, when I bought this bong, it was funny, man. I was in the smoke shop and I saw this bong, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm Illuminati, I guess, because I show this." I guess. Stupid fuckers. Oh, you see how he scratched his nose? That's an Illuminati. Okay, right. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Anyway, when I bought this, I turned around from paying for it. I damn near ran smack dab into the sheriff. And he was in his like dress uniform too. I was standing there, but I've known the dude since he was a corrupt deputy back when he was young. And I was standing there talking to him, so I waited for him to buy his snuff, and I walk outside, and I'm standing out there in the parking lot talking to the sheriff, and I got this fucking bong cradled in my arm like this while I'm talking to him, and I'm thinking to myself, 10 years ago, this motherfucker would have been locking me up quicker than shit, man.
Yeah, but legally they couldn't do anything to you because it was brand new, and it was just a tobacco device.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Can I see one of your water pipes for tobacco use only? Like, you know.
Yeah. That was back when the head shops were head shops. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah, they sold papers and magazines, and we had one in this place in downtown Boston, in a place called Kenmore Square. It was the first one I ever saw. That, you know, you had to show the girl your ID before they'd let you in, and if you walked in there and talked about any of this stuff that we're talking about, they'd be like, "Yep, you got to leave."
Yeah.
My friend went in there and started talking all kinds of shit, and I was telling him, "You better stop. They're going to kick you out." And the guy went right through and said, "Yeah, you need to leave. can't talk about
Yeah,
that stuff.
they did that. They used to do that shit in Oregon too. They did that in Oregon too. Oregon was real. They were so anal about it. You couldn't do anything about it when they first opened up. I mean, they were just like strict.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I remember a place when I was a kid, about the early up to through the mid 70s. Place there where I lived in Michigan. There was this house, and it was just on the edge of town. It's set up on a hill, and it was red, and it had a fucking rainbow painted on the side of it. And you go in there, and the upstairs was like a record store and shit, and incense, and then downstairs was all these fucking pipes and papers and all kinds of paraphernalia, power hitters. You remember those? They look like a big mustard bottle. I got one. I got one. That thing is the killer, man. I can break that thing out. The motherfuckers are like, I can't handle it. This is what you guys used to smoke out. I said, fuck yeah, that thing's killing me, man. And I'm like, yeah, I know. We were a different breed, man.
Steamrollers were brutal too.
Yo, we used to jump fucking garbage cans and shit with our bikes.
Big wheels.
Split the frame when you land sometimes and shit. And we didn't care.
The green machine almost took my life a couple times.
Oh man,
going down that big hills in Boston.
Yeah,
that's the one with the back wheel steer, right?
Yeah, it's got the control. It's got the two controls you grab on the top.
Yeah.
That thing almost killed me a bunch. I went down to a giant hill on a dare and said, "Yeah, I'll do it." I went right down, and my friends all stood on the cross street. So if any cars were coming, they could stop the cars. And I made it down to the second cross street. Almost smashed my head into like a pickup truck or a big sedan. When that thing was going so fast that the crank piece that you pedal in the front literally just made the hole bigger. That's how fast it was going. And my friend was like, "Holy crap!" When you went across that side street,
that was a flaw on those big wheels too. They would eventually start doing that too, to where it would
melting the hole out.
Yeah.
And oh man, I almost died.
Remember inchworm? You remember that inchworm thing? Kids could sit on it and you jump, kind of bounce up and down it, make it, go forward. My brother had one of those fucking things, and I remember one time he took that and rode it down this hill because the other kids dared him to. Man, that was the worst fucking pathetic but comedic wipeout I've ever seen in my life. And I still to this day remember the next day looking out at the corner and seeing that fucking inchworm's head sticking up out of the garbage can. It was trash. That little fucking hat on its head, smiling and shit. My brother's in here all fucked up from getting in an inchworm wreck. I'm like, what the hell?
Kill his fucking ego, man. His ego must have been destroyed.
Oh my god!
I feel better about being on the green machine.
Yeah. What was that one that you pull the handle and you power slide all the time? Remember that one?
Yeah,
that was it. They put the big wheel where they put a brake on the wheel on the back wheel. You could put a brake, power brake.
I thought that was the green machine.
No, green machine had one on each side. It had a thing.
It had levers on both sides.
I never could get the hang of riding one of those things, man.
Yeah, it was scary as hell.
I love that slider, man. We used to
The Huffy company made a bike, a literal pedal bike that you sat on a seat that had the rear steer in the back that you did the same thing, called a Huffy.
Yeah.
I think it was called a Sidewinder or something like that. My friend
so you guys all know THC Mike, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got a busted leg. He busted his femur here the other day.
What happened?
I don't know. He didn't say. I keep seeing his posts, and I just put a question mark, and he liked it. I just put on there. I said the unicycle, because he's got that little mono wheel thing.
He's got a one wheel.
Yeah.
One wheel.
Dude, he was all over the place when he came here. He was like, we all drove up to the diner up the road and shit. He rode that thing, and it was crazy, man. Because after he parked it out there, we're sitting inside, and there's a bunch of people standing out there crowded around the thing and looking at it like, what the hell is that thing? You see that boy come running up around that? That was crazy. I had somebody ask me, where's your friend with that weird contraption at?
Yeah. The thing that blows me away are those new, the way that the motorcycles are working now, that they're like a monorail inside of the rim. It's crazy. It's there's no hub, there's no rim, there's no There's no spokes. There's no, I mean, there's no drive assembly. There's no chain. There's no drive line or anything. It just runs on the literal rim of the friggin' tire.
Wow. Yeah, that's I don't know if I trust that.
I rode
And
on one
I'll wait
wheel.
and see what the I'll wait and see what the casualty list on those are before I get too interested in them.
well,
Sometimes they come up.
I guess they're like 300-mile-an-hour freaking bikes. I guess they're so stable that it's. I mean, that's my understanding. I mean, the blurbs I've read about it, it's freaking crazy. They're doing 300 plus miles an hour on that bike, and it doesn't shimmy, shake, or nothing.
Crazy, man. So anyway, back to the chicken shit, or I was going to say that the chickens with the 5 weeks, right? And it's worse. I want to see if he tells about it, but if he don't, I will. I'll tell you about
So
it.
you're telling me that they grow those giant turkey? How long? You ever see the size of a real turkey and go to a turkey farm and go get a
Oh
turkey?
yeah, when they've got those hormones. Now we're talking chickens. We're talking. Oops, that's not the one. Wow, that's crazy. I'm talking about the chicken, like you get at Walmart or at Kroger.
Oh
whatever.
yeah, like a roaster chicken.
Yeah. Those grow from. Imagine they only hatched like 5 weeks before they were slaughtered.
Wow.
You can't tell me there's nothing wrong with that. You can't tell me that that's not above. That's satanic, man. That's so wrong.
They got to give them something to make them grow.
I haven't watched this. So, but from what I know, is that there's growth hormones they put in the chicken feed. Okay. Another thing is they don't never let the chickens sleep. The chickens, as long as the lights are on, they will eat and drink water, eat and drink water, eat and drink water. That's how they will fucking
they
do.
just think it's day all the time.
Yeah. And these growth hormones in there, and they're just like in these chicken houses, there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them all over. I mean, it almost looks like whitewater rapids on the floor.
And they don't walk or rain.
And what
they
they
don't
do
walk
is
or nothing.
well, they send these crews in there that live catch the chickens and put them in cages. And these guys, man, I tell you what, they pick them up. They just reach down and grab them by the feet, and they might be picking up 4 and 5 chickens at a time, and just slamming them into these fucking cages. And they stack them on these trucks, and then it goes to the chicken plant, to the processing plant. Now, after they got all the chickens out of the house, they come in there with a Bobcat front end loader, and they scrape out all that litter, which is full of chicken shit, right? And they load it up into the back of a truck. And then that shit goes and it's mixed with cattle feed because it's got excess growth hormones in the chicken manure. So they mix that with the cattle feed. So the cattle are eating chicken shit. That's some nasty shit, man.
I'm sitting there,
They wonder why everybody's fucking sick. I'm wondering why everybody's sick. Wait till they find out that they're feeding the bodies to the pigs, and that's what you're eating in your fucking McSausage sandwich and shit.
I'm already suspect of all that shit. I mean, all the shit that you get in, Tyson's chicken dinners, and the shit that you buy, like the old TV dinners and shit like that.
Tyson's one of the worst, man. Tyson's
I know.
One of the worst. And the way they operate, most of them around here let's see, what are they now? I think there's a couple Tyson farms around here.
Linden Farms too.
Wampler Longacre was the ones around here. And dude, man, it's like a company store deal. Once these farmers get in bed with them, it's like they can't get the fuck out from under it.
Yeah. They're never gonna be released from it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like a company store type thing, see?
Yeah. Like the miners and shit like that. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Work 15 hours, and what do you get?
You get
older and deeper.
Hey, is that you, Tennessee, Ernie?
Yeah, right. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. And there, what is that? A clarinet plays. That's a cool song. I like the beat to it.
Old schooly music.
Yeah, well, that's like the old like colored railroad songs, right?
Well, there's a good thing. RPB 69 says good. Man, I went through Amarillo, and man, on the west side of, I think it's on the west side of Amarillo, there's this huge feedlot and slaughterhouse that is like, you can smell that fucking place for miles. And you look and it looks like these pastures, but you realize they're not plants that are causing the color. They're different colors of cows and beef and shit that they've got chained up next to each other, like these big huge pens with like hundreds of black cows in this one or hundreds of brown cows in this one. And it's fucking gross, man. It smells horrible coming through there, man. It smells horrible.
Well, is it the manure, or is it the rotting flesh, or the processed meat?
Yes,
all the above.
All of it. Yes.
If you've ever been around a cattle ranch, or you could smell it from miles. You'll be like, "What's that smell?"
Yeah, that's when it gets dangerous, is when they start feeding themselves to, they eat in their own kind.
Well, they're walking around in shit constantly. I mean, they're walking around in shit. Pigs are the same way. They're walking around in their own crap. It's not like they go to a place and shit. They just shit where they're standing. That's it. People they're eating pig's feet. They're out of their minds.
The next county over is Rockingham County, and just south and west of here. Mm-hmm. And it's called the turkey capital of the world. They actually have a turkey statue as you're coming up Route 11 when you come into Rockingham County. It's like, okay, turkey capital of the world, right on. And I don't know if it is anymore, but boy, there's a huge poultry processing plant right just outside of Harrisonburg. I know that, over in Dayton. And one there in Newmarket too, just over the mountain from here. All Mexicans. I swear to God, almost 90% Mexicans working in all them places, man. Hondurans, south of the border people. Same thing when we had a chicken plant here in Stanley, and it was the same thing there. The majority of the people working in there were all like from Honduras and Mexico and different places down in Central America. It was crazy. They were fun.
When we were young, we would go and get where my dad lived. They had real dairy, no pasteurization. We could go get chickens and turkeys there. So we used to go get turkeys, and I used to say, "Wow, look at how big that turkey is," until I went to the supermarket once and saw the ones at the supermarket. And I was like, "Holy shit! Look at the size of that thing. What are they feeding it?"
Well, they thought they was cutting a big hog in the ass by having a company store there, where you could go in there and buy chicken and stuff, and you're like, I don't want that fucking shit. I saw how it was processed.
Yeah.
Fuck you. It's nasty. It's nasty. That's the nastiest experience I've ever had. I think the nastiest job I ever had in my life. And that was working at that chicken plant. That was just the grossest fucking thing I can ever imagine having to do. Besides, like,
I can't imagine.
Slaughter.
Yeah, even water treatment. Water.
I'd take a break and I'd go follow like the line, because like there's one point where the chicken are hanging by their feet, right?
Yep.
But then they come through this thing that cuts them off like at the knees. That's like the bottom of the drumstick that you get, right? And I was like, and the feet are still in the little stirrups. And I was like, I wonder where the fuck those go. So at break time, I went and followed it. And they went up into this thing, up an incline, and there were some stairs there. So I went up there, and it was going into this room, and they were taking all them chicken feet, and they were packing them in crushed ice and sending them to China.
Yeah, somebody will buy them.
Be like, holy shit, they don't waste nothing, man.
No.
What, are they boiling them, or what the hell are they doing with them in China, I wonder?
I don't know, man. These are people that eat bat soup. I don't know, man.
Some people eat shark fin. You know what I mean? You think about all the goofy things that people eat sometimes with stuff. And shark fin was a big thing for a while in Boston, where the restaurants all had, shark fin soup. And, yeah.
Well, I mean, I can see a shark fin's got meat on it. I mean, there's meat on the bone.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
not like meat. It's like a piece of cartilage with like kind of like a fatty. If you've ever seen like a dorsal fin or something like that, when they like you look at it, it's like a chunk of cartilage with some goo on it.
Most of the scallops, a lot of times that you get in restaurants aren't actually scallops, but they're just chunks of shark meat. It's the same consistency. The only bones in a shark's body are actually in its teeth and jaws.
Yeah. Well, just like tuna fish, the can of chunky, chicken of the sea tuna, all that shit. I went to a Chinese restaurant tonight for dinner with the boys from work, and I mean, I had never tried sushi or anything like that before, and I tried this salmon dalmati or something they called it, and it just a chunk of salmon on top of a rice, which was really good actually. And but they had tuna fish. They had tuna fish there, and the tuna fish, I swear to God, it was it was the pinkest, darkest meat. It almost looked like freaking steak. It was so dark.
Yeah,
it's a different type. Different types give different colors.
What Peter says here. Peter says it's tuna fish. Why not chicken bird? He's got a point there. And how come it's partly sunny, but it's never partly moony?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Partly dark.
Yeah.
Those fucking people got us saying dumb shit.
Who's the guy on the video?
I don't know. I think he look AI, but I don't think he is. He looks like Dog the Bounty Hunter kind of.
No, he looks like JP. He looks like JP, the guy that talks shit about everybody.
Do you ever see that show? You ever see that show with a guy? He's got all the wives. He's got the curly hair like that. It's kind of blonde guy. He's got like 5 wives on television. I saw something a long time ago with this guy, and that's kind of what he looks like. Looks like the guy from that TV show.
He's gonna tell you what's in the chicken food. Let's see what he says here real quick.
You know how long we take now for even organically grown chickens to go from the hatched egg to the market? When I first started doing this 15 years ago, I told people how alarming it was that we were getting a chick to market in 4 months instead of a year. And then it went from 18 weeks to 16 weeks to 14 weeks to 12 weeks. And now I just recently read a report that even organically raised chickens are going to market in 8 weeks. Now, the poultry industry, with the backing of our government and with this backing of legislation, insists that there are no hormones used in the poultry industry. Then how? What accounts for that change? The trick is in the feed. When a modern farmer buys eggs, he buys fertilized eggs and signs a contract to buy the food only from that egg supplier. And these are big multinational companies. He also signs a contract that he will not try to find out what's in the food. And we are not allowed. It's proprietary. No, we don't use hormones, but we won't tell you what we give them. And your government not only accepts, but enforces that.
Can't look in there, but trust us. Trust me, bro.
That's fucking disturbing right there. That's absolutely disturbing.
Kevin, I threw a link in. I threw a link in for you in the private chat that shows you the difference in the color of the different tunas. Just a JPEG. If you want to see that, so that's in there too. It shows you all the different. I know it's stupid, but I just thought about it.
Fish. You can tune a fish, but you can't
tune a piano.
No,
you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
Right. Well, they actually, when the people are out catching those and they're selling them on the open market, like the people that actually physically catch the tuna, I know that they stick a little coring tool into the meat and pull it out, and they grade them right on the spot. These little tuna poke, these little turds that they take out of the skin. And they test it and they grade it and they pay them upon the darkness of the color of the tuna.
Well, here's the different colors that they look like when you get them. Skipjack tuna, it's pale light pink. They sell it in cans and it's used in pet food. Albacore tuna is a pale white. Let's see if we can get that bigger. There we go. It's a pale white, and they use it They use it temperate and tropical waters, tender and flaky, mild and delicate. It's got a pale white, canned, grilled, and in salads. It's too good for pets. Yellow fin has a pink, deep red. Sashimi, sushi, and they grill it. And then
Look at the price difference. That's the difference. And the higher in tuna you go, the higher they consider the quality. They have a higher grade, more money.
Well, the one that was like second up from the bottom is what I had today for at dinner. It was the second up from the bottom. It was it looked like, it looked like, I swear to God, it looked like fucking beef. I mean, I'm not even kidding you.
That looks like beef.
I mean the darkness of it, it didn't look like beef. You could tell it was fish, and it tasted like it was salty in a way. So I don't know where it came from, but
it's chicken of the sea, man.
Yep.
I mean, it was good though. I don't know if I'm going to be alive tomorrow, but
remember those commercials with that suicidal fish?
Charlie.
Yeah, the dude was always wanting to be caught by the tuna company and shit. And he felt inadequate because they wouldn't take him. I was like, dude, you're retarded. What do you know what they do with them once they catch them, right, bud?
He also had bad eyesight because he wore glasses.
And he sounded a bit like Charles Nelson Riley. I don't know.
That's good.
Oh my God, yeah. Boy, there's somebody I hadn't thought of in a long time. I don't know how that popped into my head. Charles Nelson.
Wow.
He was on that show. What was it? Match Game. Richard Dawson.
Yep.
And,
Hollywood Squares too. He was on Hollywood Squares too.
Yeah, I think he was for a little while.
Just like Paul Wynn.
So
he was in Cannonball Run 2 also.
Yeah.
The second Cannonball. He was the Dawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the latest distraction to try to get us to stop talking about Epstein, right? He's going to bring back the first lock her up bullshit that he was running before. Now he's talking about charging Obama with treason for not being a citizen and all that shit. Oh, now they're going to do something about it. When everybody knew back then. Everybody knew this shit 20 years now.
After everybody, after they kept, like I said, like I was saying on your last podcast about how, how is it that, all these motherfuckers out there doing all this shit and nobody ever gets punished. Nobody ever gets brought onto trial. If one of us had done a 30-second of any of the things that were wrong, we would be hung before the fucking day's end.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. They're not going to do anything to it because Trump already set it up and got it Supreme Court ruling that you can't fucking indict a president. It's all done, man. So no, this is just a distraction. Nothing's going to happen. I can't believe people kick the football again based on the lock her up, and then it's they're good people. Let's leave them alone.
I'll hold the ball, Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
hey, you know what?
You're going to release the Epstein files and shit, and it's like, well, that's pretty ballsy. Since you was good friends with him, you ought to be able to be the one to do it. I dig it, right? Yeah, sure. The motherfucker,
you guys
he gets to be the president. He was going to make Israel great again, right?
Right. You guys heard Oliver Anthony? Have you guys heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, I'll tell you what, man, I think that's our future right there. I think that's what needs to happen. He's got the right idea. He's like that song, that Richmond song, I'm here to tell you right now, man. I mean, it's like he's putting it out there, and I'm afraid for that guy because I'm afraid that, they're going to take him out because he's talking so much real.
I think they want that out there. They want there where the people shall need a hero, we shall provide one.
Yeah.
If he's not. Listen, if he was a threat, they wouldn't have given him no airtime.
Yeah, but he's not doing it. He's not signing no fucking contracts. He's not doing no bullshit. He's doing it all. It's all grassroots shit.
That's what you're supposed to believe, that it is grassroots. I don't believe it is. I don't believe it's organic. Not at all. Not at all. Nothing like that's ever organic. Nothing. Listen, they put these little fucking skits out there for people, little tropes for people to get caught up in and shit. And it's all done by them, man.
It's to
Thing is,
change
you
your
gotta-
attention. It's to pitch your
Yes.
attention in a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
way. It's to quiet the masses.
It's also designed to make you feel like something's being done. Oh, look at there, somebody's
Yeah.
saying something about it. It's like, well, big deal. They don't give a fuck if you say something about it or not.
If
They're
they
going to do
sat
what they
there and
do.
if they sat there and got into details, you would say, "Oh, they're full of shit." So they
Mm-hmm.
cut it off early before you think, "Oh, wow, that's a load of shit." They haven't done anything with it, so they just constantly dump more things on top of you. Look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. It's ADHD, Paul. You know, it's freaking. That's all it is. It's just,
Well,
look at
here's
that, look at
another.
this, wow.
Meanwhile, there's all this shit going on in the background. Did you see where Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer died?
All of a sudden, just happened.
Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer. And I find it very interesting that people who know about this case are disappearing. Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer just died. And it's crazier when it comes at a time when CNN just broke some news. Newly discovered photos and videos shed light on Trump's ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Right here, you can see Jeffrey Epstein entering the main ballroom. We know that they've been friends for a fucking while. We actually have seen the video footage multiple times of them hanging out and partying. But this continuous proof coming out continues to show the link between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein clearly. It's even worse when you realize that 1,000 FBI agents were asked to flag every single time Donald Trump's name came up in the Epstein files. And it's even worse when it comes at a time when Donald Trump continues to call people who wants the Epstein files released troublemakers. We know Donald Trump is literally a part of the cover-up. He doesn't want this Epstein file to be released. And now Roy Black, who represented Jeffrey Epstein in his case, who was part of Epstein's defense team, particularly in connection with the sex trafficking charges filed after allegations of underage girls being abused surfaced in Palm Beach County, just dies. And all the information with him. And now the Republicans, House Speaker Mike Johnson is literally closing down the House of Representatives early for summer recess. Republicans are literally closing Congress early so that they can stop voting on everything because they're afraid to have their vote on record on releasing the Epstein files. This is how deep this cover-up is. And not only that, but the Department of Justice just reached out to Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's girlfriend, who is currently in jail. District Attorney Todd Blanche says justice demands courage. For the first time, the Department of Justice is reaching out to Ghislaine Maxwell to ask, what do you know? At Attorney General Pam Bondi's direction, I've contacted her counsel. I intend to meet with her soon. No one is above the law, and no lead is off limits. She's either in danger or they're going to pardon her ass. Watch.
Well, they better give her a lie detector test when they go to do it, and better hook her up to the lie detector test machine.
This is Roy Black, Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer.
You're muted, Sov.
And you got to think about this. The way this really is too is that they silence these people. They silence these people. Now, are they going to ever? Do you think they'll let her talk? Now, I would be if I was her. I'd be like, wait a minute. Why am I in here? If I didn't traffic to nobody, then how the fuck do you got me in here? What's going on?
That's why I said they better hook her up to the lie detector when they start talking to her.
Yeah.
Because
right here,
if you could get out of
they hook her
like
up to the electric chair is what they should do.
Well, the thing is that what did they actually? If none of that stuff was real, then why is she in jail?
Right.
So that's the whole thing that I'm saying.
To cover up all the other shit that she's done. That's probably why.
Maybe they put her there for a reason, so that way she wouldn't say anything. Because then you could say, well, something might happen. Look at all the people around those people. All those people are falling off of, the doctor fell off of the, what do you call it? The people having plane crashes. You could just go on and on with this stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is that. Yeah. What Sov's trying to say is that possibly these people are being pushed into something either as a show, meaning it was fake and this is just all bullshit, or they're purposely being, knocked off and some people being pushed to the side to use as, collateral. Scapegoat or whatever however they do it.
Yeah. I don't doubt fucking anything anymore. I mean, it's like Sov always says. He says, Sov always says he'd be more surprised if something's fucking real than it is from completely twisted.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing now. Is that it's hard to believe anything anymore. Everything is a bullshit. Everything has bullshit elements. It's not like it's a definitive thing now. Everything's got this bullshit feel to
underlying,
it. What
yeah,
it is.
underlying buggery.
Yeah. What is this here?
I threw a link, Sovs. It's a picture for you on the private of the exact same photo that you had for the.
Oh my God! Look here, look here. This is real good. Let me show you this real quick. Robert Morris, Texas megachurch pastor and former Trump advisor, indicted for child sex crime.
Oof.
Like, how many child rapists does this guy know? I mean, for real, come on.
Do you think a lot of those people are on the up and up? A lot of these mega church pastor people.
Oh shit, no. Shit, no.
Do you remember the guy from the 1980s that got caught?
Look, they sell their own fucking kids out. Here's a video of the former Australian Prime Minister Paul Keating's young daughter leaving Jeffrey Epstein's luxury apartment. The former Prime Minister's daughter. What the fuck?
Connections.
Well, it's all buggery, man. I mean, all the churches, they're trying to get rid of God. They're trying to get rid of we the people. They're trying to get rid of everything that they can out of our Constitution to degrade us down to nothing. So
it's a big club, and we ain't in it.
Exactly
it.
Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, I don't know. I'd like to think that Oliver Anthony's ideals and shit would actually grab hold and people would stand up for what we need to do, because if we don't, we're fucked.
And this is the problem, though, is it's a limited, like what you call a limited hangout, And when that guy first came out with that song and it was all over the place, and hell, I played it on my show. It's a very good song,
Yeah, it's great.
And he's just from about 100 miles south of me here in Virginia, another Valley boy.
Yeah.
And, so it resonates good and it's a good song and everything. But also there again, I have to be wary about it. Okay, the song's nice. What are we doing? You still went to the fucking polls. You still voted for these fucking perverts. You still voted for dual citizens. You still voted for people that take APEC money.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't do shit. All you did was, fret and cry like any other country song. Some hillbilly whining into a fucking microphone about being drunk and his old lady left him and shit ain't gonna bring her back.
Right.
What are you gonna do about it? That's the whole thing. So,
but I noticed his songs, after his old lady, tried to get all of his money and shit. I mean, when he was doing the Richmond song, all of his wow, that was crazy.
The hell was that?
Somebody somebody doing Bernie's out here I'm at a hotel. I'm in a fucking Hilton right now. Like I said, I'm in Missouri. I'm in Liberty, Missouri right now, and that was somebody terrassing out of the driveway. It was funny.
Oh, but, yeah. Hear his door get kicked in. It's free on the ground.
No, that was just I'm out in the parking lot here. I'll turn on my scope here. I'm out in the Hilton right here. I'm out in front of in Liberty. It was right here behind me was where the freaking car was up there, like up in some of the neighborhood up there behind me. But yeah, it's crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, the James Younger gang had come through Liberty, Missouri, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I don't know any of this. All I know is that unfortunately I am part of the growth of the AI. And I mean, I do critical infrastructure. That's what my job is. I'm emergency critical infrastructure. So I do updates on data centers.
Well, I prove without uncertain doubt that I have not received some kind of a implant, because we put magnets.
Yeah, that was bullshit. That was such bullshit.
Listen, I don't think that guy expected me to actually have magnets.
Oh yeah. I don't think that guy even knows what the fuck he's talking about. I had to leave. I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy is just. I mean, he just kept going on and on and on about it. It just made no fucking sense. It made no sense to me.
You know,
he was just overtaking.
Yeah, he's got an idea and shit. He thinks it's for real, and hey, that's his trip. But I at least showed I didn't have anything magnetic in my shoulder or nothing, and
no, I appreciate
those magnets, man. Those are strong ass magnets.
Yeah, they are. And I'm glad you did that, Tim. I'm glad you shut him down. That was fucking awesome. That was awesome.
Go ahead and
me and my friend bought magnets. Kid from work bought magnets from Amazon, like we bought a rope and threw them over the side of bridges and stuff and caught all kinds of crap in the water, guns and all kinds of stuff. We did it a few times.
Oh yeah,
pretty funny. All the stuff that you're finding, water dragging it through stuff.
Yeah.
So this is kind of crazy. Hunter Biden.
I did an interview.
Yeah, because he just shredded Trump over Epstein. I'm like, whoa, buddy, you probably should be the last person out saying anything at all. The simplest explanation is almost always true. Trump and Epstein were very close. They spent enormous time together around young women. Epstein introduced Melania.
So, fuck. Well, that makes sense. That's why Melania is fucking such a prick to him. Melania treats him like a fucking piece of shit.
Well, he supposedly met her at the
Kitty Cat.
Yeah, or the Kitty Cat Club or the Kit Kat Club or something. It's where these elites go to meet young Ukrainian and Russian women.
Right. Yeah, that's terrible. That whole thing is that whole scenario now. I mean.
And then tie that Ukrainian. Ukraine is known also for what?
Right.
Human trafficking.
Right. Oh, big time. Big time.
It is now.
So would it stand to reason that Epstein and Trump would have ties to that? Of course.
Yeah, well, of course they did. Yeah.
Listen, nobody pays, $12 million for a picture that somebody just threw paint on. Okay. Nobody does that. That's not worth that. No,
that was a money laundering op.
That comes with something. That
was a money laundering op. That was a way for them to move money and not make it look bad or illegal because you're actually purchasing something. That's like saying, here's my green machine from 1984. I rode down a hill with it. It's worth $7 million. Buy it now, guys. I got it right here.
Here's the legendary inchworm.
So I mean, when you actually do something like that, it makes it legit. Hurry, go figure something out. Here, I'll make a painting. Anything they could do to move money. That's exactly what that was.
Anyway, let's see. I was unaware of this till just a minute ago.
I think that his choice to not release the files was because there's not much of interest on there, or because he's compromised in some capacity by what's in the files.
I don't know. I truly can only go by what other people are saying. And one of the things that I'm certain of is that what I said before is kind of the Occam's razor, which is that, the simplest explanation is almost always true. And what's the simplest explanation is that of anyone in power right now, or anyone that held power to the degree that Donald Trump is holding power now, his connections to Jeffrey Epstein are beyond a doubt that he and Epstein were very close friends for a very long period of time. They spent an enormous time together. They spent an enormous time together around young women, as in his own words.
Trump's got more pictures with Epstein than I do with my own grandma.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, just think about this. Is it when Ghislaine, how do you pronounce it?
It's technically Ghislaine. I know that.
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell is when she gets convicted, and he's asked about it. This is when he was president, 2020 still. And he goes, I wish her well.
I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
And then he explains that comment. Like, she's a good person, and I wish her well. Now, she's just been convicted of sex trafficking and, dozens and dozens of teenage girls. When he's then pressed on it in an interview after that, he says, I wish her well. I wish everyone well. I don't wish anyone harm. Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
He can't wish anyone well on Christmas morning without sending out a tweet or Truth Social or whatever it is, blaming the leftist, socialist, communist Democrats and Joe Biden and blah, 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 blah. I mean, literally on Easter Sunday, he doesn't wish anybody well. There's never been a time in which he's ever, in my estimation, wished anyone well, let alone a convicted sex trafficker.
Yeah.
And so what's going on there? Okay, well, they knew each other well. They spent an enormous time together. According to his biographer, is that Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania. That's how Melania and the First Lady and the President met.
Really?
Yeah.
Epstein made the intro.
Yeah, according to Michael Wolff.
Yeah.
And so I only can go by what people are saying, and I don't know. Is the thing that is like I'm loath to do is like but feed into another goddamn conspiracy theory. It's just so destructive to the entirety of the cultural fabric. It's like, I think it's an important story, but I think it's an important story because of the victim.
I'm sure you don't, but I think you think it's more an important story because it kind of takes the spotlight off your dad's bullshit.
Yeah. I think he's back on the Parmesan cheese again.
It's very possible. It's very possible. Looks like he's got some chemicals back there that he could conveniently huff if he needed to. I believe that's
what's with Parmesan. What's up with that?
It's up about smoking crack. Have you ever seen crackheads, man? They'll try to smoke fucking drywall.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I'm not shitting you, man.
I've seen a carpet surfer. I know what they are.
Yeah, that's why I said that's why I said Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, okay, I got you now. I understand you. That's fucking you hit the nail right on the head right there. Parmesan cheese. Jesus Christ.
Oh, look, I got it. It's fucking, oh God, it's Parmesan cheese.
Did you hear they're going to rename the Kennedy Center Opera House after Melania? That's fucking stupid.
Why are they doing that? That's the other thing I don't understand that's going on in this country is why are they, they're taking away all of our history and they're trying to hide all this, like everything that happened that was, categorically like supposedly a good, or a winning of the wars or any of these people that they've set up in high stature in our shit house country, the building of our country, all the shit about, anybody that's got any kind of anything that's going on or had any kind of a history in the country, they're just wiping all that shit out. It's just ridiculous.
It's amazing. It's amazing. There's an epic rant that I found by Owen Schroyer about America First. He's been on a roll here lately, man. I don't know if you ever listened to this guy. I didn't for a while because I thought, oh my God, he just is a Trump ass kisser. But I think somebody's done pissed in his cornflakes over that kind of shit, and he's realized the real deal with this fucking Trump deal, what he really is. And I was like, well, it took you long enough. I can't believe that, I saw this coming. Just like with the lock her up. He ain't gonna lock nobody up. And then he comes in, yeah, Epstein files. What? Are you still talking about her? What? And now to kind of break everybody off, and he's going right back to the lock her up. Only this time now it's Obama, which of course is going to implicate Hillary as well. But nothing's going to be done. This is just going to be a big fucking distraction. We want the files, Donald. We don't need them. We already know. You told on yourself, you dumb fucker.
I'm America only. I'm sick of being taxed 30% of the money I make. I'm sick of being taxed for my property. I'm sick of watching it go overseas. I'm sick of watching it go to foreign wars. I'm sick of watching it go to foreign countries. I'm sick of watching it go to foreigners. And this is the only policy moving forward. There is no other policy. It's America only. You want to cut my taxes, Donald Trump? Start by cutting off the welfare that we give to the entire planet. It's an entire planet of leeches sucking us dry. And then all the countries, most notably Central America, all the countries, and we send them foreign aid so that they can repair their governments. And we send them foreign aid so they can rebuild their infrastructure and repair their society and build a civilization so that they stop coming here. But you know what happens? We continue to send them all the money, and they can send and continue to send their dregs here. And then we pay for them again. What in the hell, man? This is the only conversation moving forward. This is the only political policy moving forward. This is the only real world politic for Americans moving forward. Nothing else. I don't want to hear about your foreign country. I don't want to hear about your foreign country's enemy. I don't want to hear about your foreign welfare. I don't want to hear about your foreigners. What are you going to do for Americans? What are you going to do for America? And if you don't have an answer to that, then get lost.
Yep, hit it on the nail. Let me say something real quick. That was one of the grifts that this government does. Is they say, oh, we're sending money to this impoverished nation so we can build wells, and the money doesn't go there, it goes somewhere else, and it's moved around and it's shuffled and it's given to people, and it doesn't do anything because you're too far away and you're not going to see the things that they're doing. This is the thing that's been going on for a long, long time, where they say, oh, the money's to go to space, and the money is not to go to space. Then they say, oh, well, the money's to feed these hungry children, and those children are still hungry. It's how they move.
It's like go to space. You're going to go to space and shit. Yeah. And it's all they give us is these made up dramas. Remember the broad that was stuck up there?
Yeah. For the 6 months or whatever it was. She was up there for 666 days.
Oh my God. And she morphed into even an uglier looking thing than she was.
Yeah, it's just.
What's even worse is watching fucking what's this fuck send a fucking car up into space. What the fuck, man? Really?
That was fake.
That's still up there, I guess. Right?
That was crazy.
No, fuck no.
Didn't he even say that it was so fake that it was believable? That
he said you can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fucked up thing about all that shit is if you look at the mission plans of NASA, who was in NASA? The people that are in NASA. If you guys ever watched Flat Earth Dave, he showed all of the people that were the originators of NASA, the last one being that sick motherfucker, but all of Disney, fucking, just down the line, every single one of them was a bunch of fucking, they're all a bunch of rotten, just fucking Edward Casey, for fuck's sakes. That's who started NASA. Now, who in the fuck didn't get a clue back in the 50s when they were pulling that shit together? Everybody thought, oh, it's fucking Walt Disney. Fucking Walt Disney's the biggest pervert that ever lived.
Ron Hubbard, all that guy. Here I am. It says, after Israel gets nuked, where will they go and say God promised them the land 3,000 years ago? Right now, there's a bunch of them moving to Cyprus. There's a huge influx of them going.
Ukraine, I'm sure at some point they'll flood Ukraine and take that back and say, this is our ancestral land.
They can have it.
It's ancestral and not ancestral.
And whatever it is.
They'll just start fucking fights with everybody around them like they do any place. That's what they do. Here's your witchy poo up in the space shuttle or up in the ISS.
No one realizes that the two astronauts allegedly stranded in space actually never went to space at all. During the live broadcast of the rescue mission for the stranded astronauts, many people noticed something was off. Everything looked like an AI-generated video, with perfect graphics and visual effects. The sky and water were a striking blue. The parachute shape seemed fake, and even dolphins appeared in the distance, like something from a CGI trailer. Not to mention, when the capsule made contact with the cold seawater, there was no steam, despite the heat generated by the high high-speed re-entry. Another issue came to light with the timing. When the astronauts landed, they claimed that the rescue fleet would take about 30 minutes to reach them, but in reality, it only took 2 to 3 minutes. Originally, American astronauts Barry Wilmore and Sunita Williams were only supposed to stay in space for 8 days. But strangely, the video that was later released showed them celebrating various holidays with decorations. I can't believe space station supplies would include such items. So, there's only one possibility. This whole thing was planned. They never went to space and were just staying somewhere creating a fake, stranded in space illusion. The most crucial point is the report that they returned to Earth aboard SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule. But we all know that SpaceX's spacecraft had already experienced 2 failed test flights this year. On January 16th, it disintegrated during a test flight, and on March 6th, an energy event caused multiple Raptor engines to fail, leading to the spacecraft's loss of control and disintegration. Do you still believe this story is true?
Sov, do you remember that video I gave you that had the that showed the plane data? It had the map and it showed the NASA plane coming in where the helicopter came in and did the circle around them and then came back.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, everybody's back from space.
Yeah, the whole little, they
Bullshit.
just dropped it out of a big fucking plane.
They just flew from the other side and then they just went and dropped them in the water and then said, okay, come get them, guys. Oh,
You know, they've been talking about you know, they were how everybody's leaving from Cape Canaveral in Florida, and their sons of bitches are landing in, you know, off the coast of fucking South America and shit. They're just making it look good because they go up in the air and then make a turn or whatever, and they're going against the rotation of the fucking Earth. when they're taking off from Florida, they're going against the rotation because the Earth rotates from east to west, right? I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make any sense why they're
curve. When those things take off, they do a parabolic curve every time. They do a curve up and they curve and
back.
That's what it does because that's just you can't go any higher.
Because if they parabolic curve and do that twist over upside down bullshit, they're gonna run into the fucking firmament and they ain't gonna get anywhere.
You know, they shot missiles and every other thing into that shit. It didn't.
They shot nukes. Yeah, they threw nukes at that fucker right when the nukes came out. They're trying to break the firmament.
Yep. You ain't breaking nothing. You ain't got it's a closed system.
Right. Just that's like Tom always says.
You can't have it both ways, man. There's no such thing as a closed open system. That's no possible way.
And they're talking about they're trying to push this Mars bullshit now that they're going to go to Mars in 2026. Bullshit.
You mean
it's another fucking. It's another motherfucking vacuum of fucking money that they can throw, you know, our fucking taxpayers' money. Another 33% of our tax money going down the fucking toilet.
Kind of try to minimize. I mean, I don't mind a few cuss words here and there, but I mean, it's like you're coming real close to like using it in the middle of words. I knew a dude that did that one time too. He did that. He got to a point where he says, "Yeah, it's my constitutional right," and I was like, "What?"
No, I'm sorry. I apologize. Boss. No biggie.
I do with some too. I apologize.
I mean, I don't mind it. You know, I do too. But I mean, when you got it in every other word, and it's like, okay, that's a little bit much. I was going to show you this. See if you guys can figure out what do these people have in common. These are all people that Obama gave the Medal of Freedom to. What do they all have in common? Oh, there's Spielberg. Okay. Other than being famous, I mean, Bill Gates, he's famous, but not for being on TV. So we saw De Niro, we saw Gates, we saw Oprah Winfrey, we saw Tom Hanks, we saw Steven Spielberg.
They're all billionaires.
Well, there's another connection too.
Hold on. Sop, you guys were talking about Mars. Can I share the screen for a second?
Yeah.
All right.
But what I was going to say is one of the things that they all have in common is that they're all accused pedos.
Oh,
every one of them.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
They are now.
Well, So they're all getting this Medal of Freedom from Obama. What's that tell you? Tells you
They're free.
Obama's
They're free to keep doing the buggery that they're pulling.
Yeah.
It's a pre and post pardon, I guess.
Is it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see that right now?
Well, we see a black screen.
Oh, okay. All right, hold on.
We see your mouse cursor.
Now it's gone.
Yeah, hold on. I'll do it again. I don't know why I did that.
Come on, rookie.
It sounds like the dogs want to go out again, Sob.
They're out. That's her outside. She's a loudmouth.
Yep. I love that when they go in there. I love it. I love that from day one. There, you know, when they come back from going outside because they're all hit the water bowl.
Oh, and that's what's next too. That's what's going to come up next.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's what makes you. That's what makes you real, Sob. Because you know, I mean, you're right there in the thick of it all.
Did it
Got
work?
right here. Yeah, I got 5 of these crazy ass things around here. Oh, is that the? We got. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. It usually makes a boop noise when it comes up. All right, I see your mouse cursor on a black screen.
I don't know why it's not working. Sorry, I can. I'll cancel it out. I don't know why it does that. Sorry, I tried. I can give it to you and send you a link. Hold on, I can do this.
Yeah, listen to this guy. He talks and says like zero fucking shit. Listen to this idiot. This is the guy they say is a genius. Listen to this guy. Oh wait, why do I not have sound? Hold on.
That's perfect, Sob. Perfect.
Wait a second. Why do I not have?
You know, he has these think tanks.
Oh, there we go.
And you know, he has.
Okay, I just didn't let it play go on now. All right, are we back? There it is. Technographical difficulties.
And you know, he has these think tanks, and they build buildings for people that think. And it's really not thinking; it's a little bit of combination of thinking, but it's something you sort of have or you don't have. They don't. The job he's done is just terrible. And you know.
What did he just fucking say? Yeah, think tanks. They build buildings for people to go and think. What? Listen to this.
He has these think tanks, and they build buildings for people that think. And it's
They build buildings for people that think.
really not thinking.
You know,
It's
for
a
people,
combination of thinking, but
people to think.
It's something you sort of have or you don't have. They don't. The job he's done is just terrible.
I mean, what the fuck is he talking about? Is he
I think
just
he was
said-
talking about, you know, they create these groups, these companies, and they have where all the people sit around and talk about how they can do things, how they can push things, how they can steer you in different directions, dispersion, distraction.
Mhm.
That's what he.
Well,
I think
that's what
he's
this.
kind of-
That's what this dumb shit is. They're like, forget about the fucking Epstein thing. Look at here. We're gonna drag up something that's really old.
If you look at those papers, they have them stone cold, and it was President Obama. It wasn't lots of people all over the place. It was them too. But the leader of the gang was President Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? And except for the fact that he gets shielded by the press for his entire life, that's the one they look. He's guilty. It's not a question. You know, I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election. They tried to obfuscate the election. They did things that nobody's ever even imagined, even in other countries. You've seen some pretty rough countries. This man has seen some pretty rough countries, but you've never seen anything like it. And we have all of the documents. And from what Tulsi told me, she's got thousands of additional documents coming. So President Obama, it was his concept, his idea, but he also got it from crooked Hillary Clinton. Crooked is a $3 bill.
I don't know. I say he goes on the lie detector. That'd straighten it all out.
It sounds like the pot calling the kettle black is what they call that.
Dude, he's just throwing shit out there. Yeah, this guy says it right here. Trump is throwing everything at the wall to distract Americans from the Epstein files. That's no shit. Because it's like, how long have we already known about Obama? Hell, that's the least of his shit. Okay, that motherfucker served 2 terms as president and was not even eligible.
Yeah.
You know? No, he wasn't even fucking eligible. He was born in Kenya. This is known, man. Birth certificate's a fraud. What about that fucking shit? What about his mom's ties to CIA honeypot operations? Stanley Dunham, his mom, she was a fucking hoe, man. She was a serious hoe. This ain't no shit. This is like anybody that's actually looked into this shit knows this. I mean, that's what's so crazy. Where did D-Man go? We lost his ass. He'll be back.
Maybe he felt guilty.
He was
felt bad.
He was having technographical difficulties.
Oh, I'm back. Hey, look at that. Sorry, I changed
his testicles were difficult.
Sorry. Technical difficulties.
I think this sums it up. I think this guy's on the same page.
Man, Trump is just trying whatever he can, ain't he? Just throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks when it comes to trying to move past this Epstein shit. Go out there and talk about my cankles. Oh, that didn't work? Well, tell them we're going to put cane sugar in Coke. Oh, that didn't work? Oh, they've got a letter I wrote with a doodle? I've never drawn a picture in my life. Oh, they've got other pictures that I've drawn in my life? Well, shit. We kind of run the course on saying that Biden was a criminal mastermind at the same time that we also said that he didn't know what day of the week it was. I guess we always could go back to old faithful, Obama. Using Obama always plays well to my base. I don't know why, but it always does. Maybe we can combine Obama with Russia. That should get them going. You mean tell me that around the same time Trump called a whole bunch of his supporters pathetic and weak and stupid, that they just discovered that Obama was the mastermind? He was behind it all. Y'all really proving Trump's words right, ain't you? Mag out here screaming, now it's a fact. Now it's been proven that before Obama left office, he tried to take Trump down. He needs to be held accountable, prosecuted, and thrown in jail for life. Y'all the ones that said that presidents have immunity. Even the Supreme Court said it. Do y'all not remember saying that? Do y'all not know the words that y'all said? Do y'all know what words are?
No shit. No shit, man. I mean, come on. You can't do this, man.
Did you see the color of his eyes, like at the end of the video, though? Like, my eyes glow like that, too, but I don't know if anyone else knows. But his eyes...
I think you're fucking crazy, Snowman. That's what that is.
Hey, you know what I came on because I wanted to bring up? And it's this thing, man. They got this thing, Children of the October 7th, eh? And it's debuting on Paramount. You got to pull it up, man. You got to pull me up a trailer. There's probably 2 or 3 of them, eh? And they're only about a second, but I don't know. I think it's worth playing because, you know, for satire, like it has to be played for satire. They have a Paramount Pictures presentation about October 7th. Now, I don't know if anybody has any reservations about the official story on October 7th or not.
Yeah.
But they have a Paramount Pictures, like, I don't want you to play it because it's probably copyright shit, but...
Yeah, couldn't do that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you could.
Is that the Ohio train wreck thing?
No, October 7th was supposedly Hamas attacked a disco party or some shit in Israel and
also invaded the country and took hostages, allegedly.
Yeah,
allegedly, yeah.
Well,
I don't
once
know.
you understand who Hamas is and what created them, you understand that this was all Israel.
Yeah.
Well,
And
they
why
were
they're
going
what?
to take that land no matter what.
I got to reboot because my earbuds aren't.
All right.
I mean, they were going to take that land no matter what. And I mean,
Mhm.
everybody knows that. They were put there for a reason to take that shit over. They did it in Palestine. They only had this tiny little block of land, and now they got the whole fucking thing. They're going to
Yeah.
take the neighbor next to it. They're going to take the neighbor above it. They're going to take partially below it. It's just,
Ukraine. They're going to take
yeah,
Ukraine.
of course they will, because it's there. That's one of the places where a lot of their ancestors come from.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sov played a video a while ago where he showed all the leaders and that their names were all changed. All their names were changed. They were from Ukraine. They were all Ukrainian.
Well, aren't half the politicians the dual citizenship that we got in our country?
A great deal of them are, yeah.
That's disgusting right there.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And I saw.
But yeah, we don't do nothing about it.
U.S. representative show up to Congress wearing his IDF uniform. I wanted to puke in my mouth, man. I was like, you got to be shitting me, man.
I mean, look what they did in California when President G came through California. All of a sudden, they removed all the homeless people, cleaned all the streets, put flags everywhere.
Where'd they put them all?
Oh, they took them and pushed them out of the hell. They pushed them further into the neighborhoods and said, "Here, get the hell out of here. Here's $8. Go away. Go away for 2 days."
Or they arrested them all and locked them up for a week.
Yeah, they took and moved them. Well, they could have did that the entire time, and they could have did that and said, you know what, let's get them out of the downtown, let's push them in somewhere else. Then we'll try to help reform them. And like they're not doing anything for any of those people. They're just doing it when a fucking communist, when a commie is coming into the state. Then they're like, oh, clean the streets, hurry up.
Can I speak on something that's kind of on topic with that?
Mm-hmm.
So what it is that we had this thing. I told you all the leaders, all the premiers were coming to Huntsville. I'm calling my town like Epstein Island 2 in the Russell Island area. And so check me out here for a second. So it's Tuesday, right? The event happened on the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
It's Tuesday. I'm going to work, and I just happened to come in town, so I'll pick up a bunch of scaffolding and stuff. We're just setting up scaffolding. We're going to do an addition roof tomorrow, and there's a lot going on. But it was a fun day because we did a little driver mission. We had to go get all the lumber, and we went and got into town, went and got all the scaffolding. Well, on the way back, we saw about 10 or 12 full-size Ford Transit vans. I don't know if you're familiar with the Ford Transit van, but they were full of cops. Well, at least driver and shotgun. As far as I could tell, there were dual riders in each of these vans. And why do they need vans? They got, guys, I'm deadly serious right now. They had equipment on the top of them. And then there was these SUVs blacked out, and they're all heading out of town. It's Tuesday, right? Not Sunday or whatever. They're heading out on Tuesday. So I'm thinking to myself, why do they need this type of security? This is a small town.
Mm-hmm.
Like the amount of money that those officers could have brought in just at McDonald's, and not to mention the resources involved. And so my whole point of this rant is that I'm going to swear, why do these motherfuckers need so much security? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why they need so much security, because they've been fucking us over for so long. They can't believe nobody fucking stepped out of the crowd yet. And I'll shut up because I'm not going to say too much. And so anyways, there was 12, blacked out. They weren't police vehicles, but they were all wearing uniforms. And the only reason I saw them was because I was headed back to the job site at 1:30 or some shit like that during a time when I probably should have been either at work or, you know what I mean? Like the average 9 to 5er is on the job site, right? Anyway, so I seen all this and I was upset. The other thing is that on the corner of my town where the hospital is, there's a highway. 2 highways meet, Main Drag and Highway 60 meet. Well, they had these climate activists. And I thought to myself, man, if these are the oil guys, do they not realize that everything in their medicine cabinet, everything in their fridge, everything results from the oil industry? Anyways, man, I'm sorry. I'll shut up for a minute, but I come in hot. Sorry, guys.
Oh, I hear you, brother. You know what? You had an Epstein up there. You know what his name was? Peter Nygod.
Mm-hmm.
He was the Epstein of Canada.
Yep.
Same thing.
Yep.
He was knocking up African chicks.
Mm-hmm.
He was bringing Africans from Africa to him as a sponsor. Then he was knocking them up, then paying them to get an abortion so he could pull the cells the stem
Mhm.
cells out of the umbilical cord so they could shoot it into him.
Yep.
Believe it or
How?
not, that's not, yeah, I know, bro. I'm hearing you, but believe it or not,
Insane.
I've heard this story before about having children because their organs are absolutely compatible, like a lot of times. So,
Since he's been in jail, he hasn't been getting those injections. He's aged so fast.
Yeah.
He looks like a totally different person now. He looks this age now.
He's 1,000 years old now.
He's gonna dry up. He's like Dracula. This
Like a raisin.
story's got some ties to J.P. Morgan too. This is crazy.
Epstein and blue butterflies. As we all know, there's a big cover-up going on here. Epstein ordered a lot of cement to his island just before he was arrested. He also apparently ordered a shredder, a carpet and tile extractor. Epstein also did $1 billion worth of human trafficking through his and JP Morgan's accounts. They also started the Butterfly Trust in 2013 to pay off victims and accomplices. Myself and other victims used the butterfly symbol, and only after a while did I figure this out. Also, if you look, he drew a butterfly on the board. He also misspelled his name. Apparently he was a maths teacher. Apparently his property used to be a school. This is my diary from 2002 before I met Epstein. I put a blue butterfly on the front. This is Sarah Ransom's tattoo. The next image is myself, Sarah Ransom, and Virginia Gaffer, all victims of Epstein. This is an artwork Maria Farmer did of Virginia Gaffer, adding a butterfly without knowing. There's a lot more going on here, and we've all been lied to. This is also a painting I did before I was taken there. Butterfly on the right, reptile on the left. Virginia used this butterfly as her logo. She also said she was not suicidal, neither am I.
Your baby, but it would really be our baby, and we would have you sign a document that says.
After much research and everything that happened to me, it seems that they were taking our eggs. The butterfly resembles the hips, and it would make sense for them to call it the Butterfly Trust. Many others agree. When you look into this, there's a lot more going on. Also, what about Oprah, who apparently worked with Epstein, apparently he owned a network, and John of God, who had a baby farm? What about the children who went missing? Why was Oprah's best friend Gayle King on the same flight with Katy Perry and Bezos' wife?
Whoa. That's amazing.
Why did Katy Perry throw a blue butterfly around in space? Clearly, this blue butterfly means a lot more than what we realize. Also, Oprah's name was on the flight log, much like mine was. Katy Perry's name was there as well. Her name was just a few below mine. When we start looking into this, it gets quite frightening, because what is going on here? The Butterfly Trust, and also Bezos' wife being there with Katy Perry, they put blue butterflies on their wedding invitation, which is also strange. We all need to look into these things and find out more about what's going on.
blue
People have mentioned
butterflies have been very prominent in my area.
We're all aware of MK Ultra programming,
Monarch.
CIA experiments. Then there's also obviously Project Monarch. No, we all need to do more research about this because it's very, very strange. I've been looking into the butterfly and I realized it's a symbol of transformation. A caterpillar is almost like a reptile turning into a butterfly. Also, Psyche. Cupid fell in love with Psyche and he loved her so much that he turned her immortal. Psyche has blue butterfly wings. And also Lilith, who was Adam's first wife. It's from the Garden of Eden. There's a lot more going on here, basically, and I think the more research we do, the better. But I think everyone needs to look into this Butterfly Trust that was run by Epstein and JP Morgan, and why there were $1 billion worth of human trafficking transactions through their accounts. They paid the victims $290 million, yet they say there's nothing to cover up, that there's no list. It's quite clear that there's been a cover-up here. Sending everyone lots of love.
That's some Monarch shit there, baby.
Yep.
They've expanded upon it. Why wouldn't they? Of course they would. They would expand upon that, what they've already learned from it, try to improve it, try to tweak it. They're not going to quit doing it. They've had success with it. They've made a lot of money through it. They haven't.
They haven't made a lot of money. They stole a lot of money from from all of us.
Well, they put $1 billion into this. What the fuck, man? That's a lot of money.
Oh, that's what I
Yeah,
was gonna say. Was that it's like a ritual to them, and like that whole thing, like that space, whatever they call that bell thing they landed.
What now?
Like that was a ritual to them. Like all this stuff that they do, the 33 and all that shit. It's a ritual. So therefore, it's a spell.
Well,
Yeah.
everything they do is a spell. All the music, all the imagery that they put and stuff. I mean, even down to kids' cartoons. You know, with the colors they use, everything they use is there for a purpose.
Whoa.
which is evil and it's defiant and deviant, and it's so far from divine that it's sickening.
Check this out.
Treasury's Epstein file details, Mr. President, 4,725 wire transfers. Let me repeat that. 4,725 wire transfers, adding up to nearly $1.1 billion flowing in and out of just one of Mr. Epstein's bank accounts. If you ask me, that is more than 4,000 potential lines of investigation right there. Hundreds of millions more flowed through other accounts. That's even a lot more to investigate. The file shows that Mr. Epstein used multiple Russian banks, which are now under sanctions, to process payments related to sex trafficking. A lot of the women and girls he targeted came from Russia, Belarus, Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Melania from? Where did
Yeah.
they say she's from?
I mean, they specifically want to grab people from states that aren't doing well.
Right.
You know that you could tell somebody who's got nothing and next to anything, and you know, and that's what they do. They try to go to these countries that are either less developed or have economic problems, or
They can't defend themselves.
yeah. I mean, that's why there's so many people missing from South American countries
That's
or
another
from
topic
Eastern.
that I wanted to bring up was like in the police state that we live in with cameras everywhere, right? We're still losing people by the hundreds of thousands. Like, let alone children. We're losing people by the hundreds of thousands in North America.
Oh, it's a 500,000. There's a
Right. I'm just
500,000
saying,
kids missing in this country.
imagine what they could do in the middle of a war zone.
Oh, probably. Well, I mean, especially in a war zone, or especially someplace after a war has happened, or there's some political instability in places like Haiti, you know, or a long time ago Puerto Rico, or
And
certain
again,
places in South America.
Again, a lot of times it's not the people, right? Like, I don't have a problem with people. I have a problem with people that are like at the top of the food chain. You got to be evil, like.
Yeah. Well,
Just what's going on.
some people look at others as property. You know,
food.
They some people look at others as everybody's known a headstrong, a crazy, insane, headstrong person, somebody that everybody doesn't like, you know, because they have this, or they're conceited, or they're they're. Some people are like that. Some people look down at everybody they see as not as good as them. They don't
Right.
care about. That's just how some people's mentalities are. Some people think they're smarter than everybody.
I've gotten to the point now where I actually think that, not that I'm better than other people, but like I feel like, so anyways, I hate to drop names, but I do watch this one egocentric fool named Jeff Berwick, and he's like, I can't walk around in the streets. It doesn't matter what country I'm in. I feel like Neo walking around, and all these NPCs are just plugged in. Like, and I can relate to that 100% now. And so that's not me being arrogant. It's a fucking fact. Like, I have more of a clue about
It's you
what's
being
actually
awake.
happening.
It's you being awake to the bullshit that's going on in the world. Sorry, Saul, but I mean that's just waking up. It's the awakening. It's the awakening of the reality, you know, and that's the damnable misery in it all.
It's an awakening of consciousness.
That's what.
Yeah, you it's like, man, I can't believe it. And you see all the people, it's like, man, I can't believe it. And you see all the people still believing in it, and you see through the illusion, and you're like, oh man, it's kind of disheartening because you say, oh geez, these people haven't figured it out yet. They
It's
haven't
also
figured
feeding
it out.
me. The problem with me is that it's feeding my ego a little bit. I've gone through all these stages of, I was pissed off. I'm no longer pissed off. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything anymore.
Well, I like to plant seeds out there just by asking a question. I'll
Oh, me
ask
too.
I'll ask a question, and you know how my questions will be. I'll just put it out there and say, I wonder why such and such. If this is like that, then why would this be that way? Get people wondering about it. Plant that little seed, and a lot of times it catches, man. Like I saw
See, I
Lisa.
think, yeah, I
She
was
said
gonna
that,
say we
a
gotta
lot
think
of
more
people
like that.
around
We
here.
gotta start making it fun and cool to, like, you know what I mean? We gotta like start selling it a bit or something. And like you
No,
said, playing with
I just
people.
want people to use their brain. So many people are just going along in program mode, and they're not really using their brain. They're just going along with what comes at them, and it's sort of like, I don't know. I'm all the time thinking about shit. It's how I've always been. I just never can shut my brain off. I'm all the time thinking about shit and wondering about crazy stuff. Like, well, even just dumb shit. Like, it's partly sunny. How come it's never partly moony? I mean, that's a legitimate question. But nobody really ever thinks about that. They're like, hey, yeah, he's right. Why don't they ever say it's partly moony? You know, just little crazy shit like that. And then you start wondering about where our language comes from. And it just, that's how my brain works. I go to lay down and sleep, and it's like my brain goes, okay, time to start asking questions. And I'm like, no, don't start doing that, man. Don't.
Let me ask you something, Sal. Do you think that the phone, people bringing in the phones, everybody has seen someone walking down the street with the phone, people driving with the phone, I've seen people riding bikes with looking at the phone.
Oh my God. I saw a guy go down our street, wasn't even paying attention to where he was going or nothing like that. He was just looking at his fucking phone. I was like, oh, that's a disaster waiting to happen right there. Hope he knows about that loose gravel from the rain down there.
Do you think do you think that has something to do with people just being in their own mind and having that voice in their head that gets them to kind of say, yeah, that kind of does make sense, or yeah, maybe I should think about that, or like, do you think that most people are like, this is their conscience, they're holding that phone and their mind they never have that time to sit in quiet and peace enough that you start to use your mind to think about things?
I don't know, man. It's really crazy because if you were to able to like stop the person, and the chances, stop it and say, hey, let me see what you're looking at, and they don't have a problem with it. Yeah, sure. And what you'll find is that very, very seldom, if ever, is it anything worth a fuck that they're engrossed into. It's not anything expanding their mind as anything else like that. It's probably some, one of those entertaining little puppy videos or some dumb shit like that,
Some
where
type of
people
YouTube short. Yeah.
you know the things that I've seen, those mashups like that, where people are almost getting killed and shit. I think that's what you're going to see him looking into, and I gotta say, I've let that be a dawdle and something to just kind of take my mind off of a lot of shit.
Me too.
I think a lot of it's Faces of Death. It's like watching Faces of Death. Why would you want to watch people almost die? That kind of thing is just.
Well, no, not almost die. Almost die, but I mean, like, where it's a situation where it's like, holy God is looking out for you. Like here's a car tumbling towards some guy and it just bounces over him and he's just unscathed or some shit like that. You see that kind of thing?
That's wicked.
Oh, those matchups, those really blow my mind. God bless it. I have a crack.
Or have you guys seen the one where there's a saw blade? It's like a stone blade, but it's like bigger than any stone saw.
Oh,
like
it shoots out and goes in the building.
Yeah,
he's the guy's walking in the
store.
store. Yeah, there was a guy walking in a store, Sov. He goes to open the door, and a saw blade comes flying across the parking lot and goes right into the side of the door that he just opened up. It was like one of those.
God.
It was like one of those diamond cutting blades that they used to cut the asphalt.
Yeah,
like those big giant ones. He opens the door and like puts 1 foot in, and then the saw blade comes in and misses him probably by about 3 feet. It's like, holy crap, huh? Like, count your blessings, man.
Couple of things I wanted. I think it's important. You listen to some of these girls. Now, you know how they say that, you know, you should listen to the victims, listen to the women, right? How many of them are going to say that about this, right? You should listen to the victims. Because the victims of these people, man, these are people. These are people that their lives were forever changed because of somebody wanting to get their fucking jollies, man.
The frightening thing is that it's far more dark than what anyone would imagine.
We can't have a legitimate conversation if we don't include Epstein's victims. So we did.
I was taken to New Mexico, New York, Paris. People think that it was government officials having sex with underage girls, which was obviously terrible. But what was going on there, it seems, was a lot deeper and a lot darker.
I sat down with Juliet Bryant, an alleged Epstein survivor, and asked her those very important questions. You don't want to miss her answers.
And what you need to realize is that the world is being run by very, very evil people, and they're liars.
The entire country, and really the entire world, have watched as the United States government, led by Donald Trump and his Jew paymasters, have vanquished the Epstein story from the official narrative. They say that it never happened. They say there was no client list. They say there was no blackmail. They say that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. And again, everyone is talking about this. How can we have a legitimate conversation about Jeffrey Epstein if we're not including his victims in that conversation? That's a question that I've been asking myself and my team lately. And the answer to that is we can't.
And I also want to know where the victims are, because a lot of them have been found dead. Like my friend Virginia Gaffer was found dead. You know, and also Carolyn Adriano has been found dead. Ruslana, Lee Patrick, the list goes on. There are at least 7 Epstein victims who've been found dead.
That's a StuPeters.tv exclusive, which will air Friday, July 25th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Again, StuPeters.tv, July 25th, 9 p.m. Eastern.
They're coming out, man. It's going to be, there's another one here too. This is kind of, I'm going to put a warning. You could go to jail. This is actually 29 minutes long, but
they listen to the Swift boat for truth guys, but they don't listen to those women.
right. Well, here's one. This I don't know what her name was. She was on the Today Show. New Epstein accuser comes forward, shares her story of alleged abuse for the first time.
Yes. You're 14 years old. Yeah, you knew very well my age. You know exactly, you know, who he was hanging out with. You know, I don't think he cared.
When Rose turned 15, she says things took a turn.
You know, just take your underwear off and get on top. And I said I didn't want to. And he, you know, very forcefully kind of brought me into the table, and I just did what he told me to do. I was really scared. I didn't necessarily think that he was, you know, going to rape me.
Did he hold you there?
Yeah.
No question in your mind. He knew you did not want that to happen.
Oh, yeah. No, he definitely, yeah. There was no way. I was like, I don't want to say I was screaming or anything of that nature, but I was terrified, and I was telling him to stop. Please stop, you know?
And did he?
No, he did not stop. He had no intention of stopping, and that's what he wanted. That's what he got.
When you left there, you never went back.
After that day, no, I never went back. I was terrified. I was really scared because I didn't want that to happen again.
And you left school. Did you leave the school because it was in the same neighborhood?
Yeah, it was so close.
In your mind, did you use the word rape? Did you recognize it then as rape?
No, I don't think I did. I just thought, like, you know, it's my fault. Like, I was like obligated. Like, that's just what you're supposed to do. So I really did not know better.
When did you stop blaming yourself?
It was a long time, really.
14.
Yep.
That's an Ozian's ballpark there, isn't it? What was he trying to get, a 15-year-old?
Yeah, the guy that got pinched.
Yeah. From Matters Now. And that Matters Now.
Have they said anything about him at all? Any of those guys commented at all?
Nope. They just kind of like he's never been around.
Radio silence, huh?
Yeah, yeah. What is this? Oh, this is kind of interesting about the Chat GPT logo. You see this? Watch what happens with this thing.
Oh, I think I saw this. Yeah, I saw this.
I didn't believe this till I tried it myself. Now, here's the ChatGPT logo into Canva. What I'm going to do is duplicate it here. And I'm going to flip it around and just put it back over the original logo.
Hey.
Bang. Star of David. Now, you tell me the likeliness that that is a coincidence. I didn't believe this till I tried it myself.
What the fuck?
Wow.
No, that's not a coincidence. Not even.
Hey,
not even close.
Hey, I hate to interrupt, guys, but hey, it's been a great podcast, Sov, and I thank you again for all that you're doing for all of the world, man. It's for real. But I got to check out. I got to get up and go to work in the morning. So I just want to let everybody know that you guys are all forces of light, man, and God bless you all.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Kevin.
Brother.
Thanks, Kevin. Nice to talk to you, man.
Yep. We'll see you guys later.
Oh, did you see this thing out of Jacksonville, Florida, about the guy where the cops punched this kid in the face?
Yeah.
They didn't know this guy had a fucking cell phone footage of it.
Salty Cracker did a video like, look at this moron getting punched in the face because he's not following orders. And that wasn't the case at all. I went right into the thing and put the video on there and said, no, they stopped him for no reason. All right. They said first that he didn't have headlights on, but it was 4 p.m. in the day. There was no fog and it wasn't raining. In Florida, they have a law that says that if it's raining, you have to have your headlights on. If it's foggy, your headlights have to be on. And if it's dark or dawn, your headlights have to be on.
Right. You can clearly see it's daylight. Here's the worst thing is cars going by with no
one's got headlights on, including them. They all pulled up and none of the cop cars had headlights on either.
The only one that had its headlights on was the one that pulled him over.
They pulled him over because he was driving while black. That's what happened. He was driving while black, and they saw someone that they could, possibly pull some shit. Or maybe the kid's got some shit in his past. Who knows? But
don't matter, man.
What they did was illegal.
Watch this shit.
Social media is not reality. One video clip devoid of context can be very misleading.
Why punch him?
Given that McNeil never brought this incident to JSO's attention, but rather pushed the cell phone camera footage that he had in his possession since March 5th out on social media, one can only assume, and I'm saying I assume, that he intended to inflame the public.
You think? No. You think? I would be wanting to get the public inflamed too. I'd say, look at what these fucking cops do.
Look at what they
look
just did.
These fucking cops do, and then they try to cover for themselves.
Yep. And you know what'll happen? They'll investigate themselves and they'll say, "Oh, we did nothing wrong," and then the guy will go to jail and they'll make tons of money off him running him through the process because the process is the punishment.
Listen, they're abusing the fuck out of Terry versus Ohio. They're abusing the fuck out of Pennsylvania versus Mims. Okay, now there was no reason, that cop had no reason to even ask that guy to get out of the car, even though he can. But that reason that he has, that he's able to do that, is if he thinks that the guy may be a danger.
Yeah.
The guy wasn't offering any other resistance other than not agreeing with it being a legal stop, which it was not. This was not a legal stop. And if anything, all he had to do is say, if he was really trying to protect and serve and not be a revenue collection agent for the state, he could have pulled the guy over and said, hey, when it's inclement weather like this, you know, and you're just supposed to have your lights on, so you might want to go ahead and turn those on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, let's just leave it to the computer.
You know.
Well, you know, they think that if they just say something, that you're supposed to just follow everything they say, and the law doesn't work that way. That's why they're called law enforcement.
Right.
Means
Well,
that-
that's called operating under color of law. When they tell
Yes.
you, you know, roll over on the ground like
Yeah.
a dog and shit, that's a lawful order. No, that's not a lawful order. Show me the law that backs that up. And then they always just want to go, well, officer safety. Well, officer safety is not a law neither.
He knew that was going to happen. So, you know what he did? He asked them to bring a supervisor. He said, call a supervisor. And they were dead set on getting them out of that car. They were threatening them the whole time. We'll smash the window. We'll get they were just ready to do something. He just happened to be there.
Think about it. This is all over because his lights weren't on. Because his lights weren't on.
Yeah.
Listen, there's no law so trivial that they will not kill you over it.
The administrative process is still ongoing, and as such, I will neither defend nor commend Officer Bauer's response to resistance until all the facts are known and the investigation is completed. However, as the leader of this agency, I will not remain silent while important facts and information are buried to advance an anti-police agenda. The truth is, William McNeil Jr. was non-compliant with JSO officers within 21 seconds after he was stopped for multiple civil infractions. His non-compliance quickly rose to the level of criminal resistance to a police officer. McNeil was arrested and pled guilty to resisting a police officer without violence. Force absolutely looks ugly. And because all force is ugly, whether or not the officer involved acted within outside JSO policy, that's still what we're investigating.
Fucking Jack.
If the stop is bad, okay, and everything they did is all got cameras. They all have body cameras. The cars have cameras. Cars have cameras inside that record everything. They could piece that whole thing together in 3 hours and slap that thing together and say, okay, yeah, you guys didn't act right. That's it. You're all, you know, I'm going to suspend all of you. And then they could have did that overnight.
Right.
Okay? And they're not going to do that. Now they're going to try to make it look like, oh, we've never done a thing wrong. Or we're all, you know, we're all upstanding. Oh, we're the law. You should follow everything we say.
Cracking up, one of the body cams shows the cops got the guy with his hands behind his back. And they're held behind his back. They got him face down on the ground. And they're going, put your hands behind your back. Get your hands behind your back. And he's like, what the fuck, man? This is from the cop's body cam.
Yes, sir. Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that? I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over? Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt. It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining. Oh, this is inclement? It's not raining. Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. No, call your supervisor. Why? Excuse me? Call your supervisor.
That's simple.
I've already told you. Why did you pull me over? Step out of the vehicle. No. Step out of the vehicle.
I wouldn't either. I'd be like, yeah, call a supervisor. You can bring him. He can tell me what to do, what you did.
25 seconds. For 9-4, the driver just slammed the door and locked it.
Call your supervisor.
Yep.
Unit
25 seconds. If anybody responded, come in from
It's not raining, too, by the way.
No, it's not. Watch the other cars when you see them. There's no lights on it.
Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on, too. I've already told you. Okay. Okay. Right now, you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be.
Under arrest for resisting what?
Resisting what? No law was broken in the first place.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He said you're under arrest for resisting. Resisting what? What was he resisting? You had no lawful reason to pull him over in the first fucking place.
A law had to be broken for you to resist.
Right.
That's why I'm saying, like, these people are feelings enforcement. They're not law enforcement.
No, they're huge egos with a power trip. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And it's their egos now are getting to the point where they're telling those guys to go out there and grab anybody, do something, hurry up. You know,
There you go. Here I am.
when
There
they
you go.
say that they don't have quotas, they're full of shit. They have quotas. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Big time quotas. They tell those guys, you go out there and write tickets. You guys go out there and do this. You guys go out and find DUIs. They set up checkpoints and what do you call it? And all this shit. You know.
He's resisting his money getting stolen.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, or going to jail, which they already had it in their head that was going to happen. Anyway.
Right.
So it didn't matter. So he could have said anything, even just simply saying, "Sure, just bring the supervisor. We'll have him talk to you."
Turned off. I'm on fucking line now. Anyways, I was just gonna get out of here, guys. Like, you know, like the other thing I want you all to know is in Canada, if you disarm an officer, it's punishable. It's an indictable offense, punishable up to 10 to 15 years. Wow. And that means if he like tries to break your window while you're standing outside of the car and you take a window breaking tool from him or a flashlight or anything like that, right? And I don't know if you have anything similar. Like obviously if you take an officer's weapon, I would expect there would be punishment for that. But the flashlight and like the window breaker is or you know, even a baton. If you take a baton from a cop that's beating you, it's like 10 to 15 years in Canada. And I was just interrupting to get out of here, guys. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I gotta get out there. Yeah, thanks, guys. I'll see you
later. Thanks for coming up.
Okay.
Look at no lights.
Yeah.
No lights.
You don't got your lights on, but there's different
Cop
rules
comes
for
rolling
you.
up with no lights on.
Yeah. Where's your headlights? So, you know, they're just stirring shit up because that's just what they do.
Sir, this is the last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. No, he's under arrest.
Under arrest for what?
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
Resisting what? You're under arrest for resisting. What were you resisting?
You know what they used to do the exact same thing with the cameras, and then the guy would see somebody standing on the sidewalk with the camera, and they would come and say, "Oh, well, you got to leave," and they'd say, "Why?" He said, "Because I'm telling you, you got to leave." You know, they wouldn't tell you that it was the camera because if you got them to say it was the camera, well, that's an easy fucking payout. You know, and that's all that was. So they would do this kind of shit where they would start to pull this stuff out of their back end and then say, "Oh, well, you're breaking the law or you're doing this." Well, he'd say, "Well, what are you talking about? This isn't against the law standing in public filming. People are uncomfortable. Well, are you the feelings police or the law enforcement? What are you?" You know, this is the same thing.
John
So
McClure asked a good question here. He said, "What if you disarm the officer with your charm?"
Well, then you're driving away.
There you go. I did get out of getting in trouble one time because I actually had a get out of jail free card in my wallet.
You're like, here, I have a get out of
I
free
put
jail
it in
card.
there. Somebody gave it to me and shit as a joke, you know, and it was out of, and said, "Here, keep that in your wallet." And I just stuck it in my wallet. And at that very moment, the cop, you know, I was coming home from the bar, and I wasn't too far from home. You know, I didn't live too far from the bar. And the cop pulled me over. He wanted to see my license and everything like that. And so I give him my license and everything. And then he started asking him questions. You know, "You had anything to drink tonight?" And I just reached into my wallet and I pulled out that get out of jail free card and I give it to him. And he says, "Get the fuck out of here," and shit. And he gave me everything back. He started laughing. He says, "That's perfect." He says, "Just get the fuck out of here." I was like, cool. I mean, I wasn't tore up or nothing, but I would have had to been a hassle and all that other bullshit going on. He had a good sense of humor. So
the thing that's going to work out good for this guy, this kid that's in the car, is that they all have cameras. If the camera shit suddenly disappears, oh no, the cameras are all inoperable. They start pulling that kind of crap, then you know it's definitely a frame up, a stitch up.
Man, I had this case from Arizona, and I went and requested the body cam footage, Okay. And I was back here in Virginia. So they sent me this DVD, and the motherfucking thing was snapped in half. Now, it takes a lot of pressure to snap a DVD in half. So I told me that they had done that on purpose. And so I said, no, I said, this thing was broke when you give it to me. You're going to have to give me another one. When they gave me the one, they had cropped out so much that it was looked like a fucking Panavision movie. I'm not kidding you. They looked like a fucking Panavision movie. It cropped out because this guy, he's like, his probable cause to search and shit was his dog. He said his dog alerted, and you can clearly see him jerk the lead to the dog.
Yeah.
And make the dog react. And it was funny too, because I opened it up and there was nothing in there. And he's like, oh, well, there might have been something in here at one time. And I was like, yeah, Snoopy's not that good, buddy. I said, but yeah, it was crazy. So they cropped out the fucking dog. You couldn't see nothing, you know. And I'm like, you dirty motherfuckers, man. They are. Arizona's the worst. Arizona's the worst, man. They are some of the most corrupt police in the fucking world. Anyway, that's another story for another time. Let me get back into this.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
Whoa, here they come. The
I'm
cavalry.
to break a window.
Oh, he's got his lights on.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Here.
The more stuff they do, the more it just goes bad for them.
What is your reason? No, don't fucking get on the ground.
Smash the spaces in the ground.
Behind your back.
Hands will be behind your back.
What's wrong with you? What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was going to walk up now, man. Ain't no talking. Fucking talk that shit, bro. What's going, bro? What's going on, man?
You're under arrest. That's what's going on.
For no reason.
What the fuck?
For no reason. All this shit that they're doing that stuff is not going to fly in jail. That's not going to fly in court. There's no way. There's no way. Because they're going to have to go through every single piece of video, and it's going to show him doing exactly what he said in the first place. What am I doing wrong? I'm asking for a supervisor. Just bring the supervisor and I'll talk to him. What's the big deal? So now asking for a supervisor is now resisting?
Here's both angles together. This is pretty good. This is both angles together.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door?
That
like
was dangerous.
I have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement.
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you.
I thought this was going to have both angles. It had the one at the beginning. Yeah, we already saw all this. Yeah, they pushed his face right into the fucking table.
They broke a few of his teeth that went up through his lip, like the same thing that happened to me. It broke upwards and popped up. He said he's got a concussion too.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
Yeah.
Windows that works.
See him punch him like that?
Yeah, I mean, none of that is going to work. There's nothing that they can say at this point that is going to make that look like, oh no, that's totally acceptable. You know, I don't understand why. And then they wonder why people don't want to talk to them and don't want to help them and don't want anything to do with them. That's why.
They earn the hate.
Yeah, you're earning it every day with the bad attitude and the ego problems and the authority bullshit. It takes longer to be a friggin' hairstylist than it does to be a friggin' cop in this country. Okay, to cut someone's hair takes longer than it does to become a police officer. 5 months. I think it's 3 months, and they're on the street, right? They don't know the law. They're putting them in and they're putting them in situations that they don't know what the hell they're talking about, or they're going up, they're talking to people who know more about the law than they do, and they want to argue with them and arrest them and do this stuff.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why everybody hates them. Oh, geez, I wonder why.
Geez, yeah, I wonder why. What possible reason could everybody have for that? You know, has anybody ever had a cop car driving behind him and said, "Oh, good, there's a cop behind me"? Has anybody ever said that?
No.
No. How come there's no song called "Fuck the Fire Department"?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
That might be an idea.
That's just how this shit really rolls. I mean, for real, it's
fuck the Red Cross.
Yeah, nobody says that. You know, and nobody ever goes, "Oh, good, the police are here." You know, I've never felt that is a good thing. Every time I've seen the police get involved with something, they fuck it up.
Yeah,
make it worse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pretty much any engagement besides, you know, some minor stuff. Yeah, they always make it worse because of their ego and authority that they think they have.
Think about this. You know, that cop in that last instance right there. Now, he was pulling over that guy because he felt that car was unsafe, not having its lights on, and that someone could get hurt. So
and you are hurting someone.
Yeah, his whole fucking purpose was to, I guess, keep someone from getting hurt. Right? Isn't that your primary reason for doing that?
Don't all cars have daytime running lights?
Well,
you can shut them off. That's right.
Mine don't. My Jeep doesn't. I have to turn mine on manually.
Yeah, some cars have daytime running lights that are on no matter what. It has a sensor on your dashboard that reads the amount of light. You know,
when I bought that Jeep, I wanted as little electronic gizmo shit on it as I'm serious. I don't have power windows. I said I want crank windows.
Yeah.
I don't want that fucking none of that. None of that electric locks, none of that. I have manual locks. I have, manual windows. It's just more shit that can go wrong with it. And when it does go wrong, it's like it costs you a fortune to fucking fix it. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to go through all that.
My old car, the car that the tree fell on, that car was like that. And that was exactly what I wanted. She was like, why don't you want this and that? I was like, because it's more motors and more crap and more stuff that's going to seize in the winter or when you got the window halfway down. I said, what's the big deal? I can reach right down and grab the handle and crank it up. It's no big deal. Like, why do I need all this excessive? You got to have the 7-screen stereo. It's like, listen, if it just works, I'll be happy. It doesn't need screens. Just push a button and turn it on and turn the other knob to change the station. Perfect. People got to have like 9 screens. Oh, I got the 40-inch dash. If you've seen some of these new cars where literally it has nothing in the middle, in the center of the dashboard, it's just a giant. If you take a TV and turn it sideways, that's everything. So you have to look down at it to change the heat or push a button. It's not like you're pushing a physical thing anymore. You're touching some capacitive screen.
Yeah.
It's like, boy, that's convenient how that one screen's going to fail and now I can't do anything. Can't shut it off. I can't lock the door. I can't shut the heat off. People make simple things that should stay simple for the reason of it being simple, than saying, oh, no, we have to make everything extra complicated for zero reason.
Yeah. This guy put out on Twitter here, it says Ozzy Osbourne is most likely burning in hell right now. The amount of Satanism he pushed on the masses was staggering. The picture he chose to put with it.
I mean, it's funny when you hear it. I mean, I'm not saying him dying is funny. It's terrible.
No,
but it's funny when you hear a news station tell you this news. Watch a news announcement of them saying it. They're saying it like sadness. And then they say, the Prince of Darkness has died. And it's like, boy, that's a fucking strange thing to say. How about just saying his name and saying the singer from this band that just passed away? But the way the lady said it, she said, the Prince of Darkness has died. It's like, why would you want to say that anyway?
Right?
Imagine having that moniker on you forever.
I know.
You're the Prince
I know.
of Darkness. People coming up to you with shit painted black. And think about all the shit that he had to look at. That he was just like, I don't care. It's making me money. I don't care. Whatever. Yeah, screaming it out there.
Yeah, here's the
Devil
look. Here's
horns.
the New York Post. Here's the New York Post. Black Sabbath legend Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, dead at 76. It's like, fuck.
Imagine having that moniker on you forever for as long as you're
Jesus.
alive.
No shit.
Imagine somebody say, well, you got any nicknames? Yeah, I'm the Prince of Darkness. I mean, would you think anybody would want to stick around?
God. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on him in here today. Of course, you know, I share a birthday with him. I mean, different
shit,
years,
huh?
obviously, but different years, obviously. He was 76. I'm not quite that old.
I do have to admit, though, I spent a lot of time listening to Sabotage in Volume 4. Oh, my God. Volume 4. My friend was like, Jesus, you've listened to this every day. Just come over to my house every day. As soon as I get in the room, I throw it right on. Like it's Volume 4.
Dude, check this out. This is from 30 years ago. This is a 30-year-old video. This is from the 80s, man.
That's the puppeteer that the people that did that, I think, was the same people that did the Muppets, because they did a Phil Collins video with those same
Yeah. The
Land of Confusion.
Land of Confusion. I love that video.
Yeah. And
First
that was
time I
all
saw it,
political
it was
video about Reagan and Gorbachev. And
first time I saw that video, I was tripping on a microdot of mescaline. Oh my God. I was like, that is the coolest video I've ever seen. And then I came up with this wild ass idea of trying to get a hold of Jim Henson to have him do a Muppet rock opera of 2112 by Rush. I mean, I had it all played out in my head and everything. Of course, I was fucking ripped. What does this guy say?
There's a Milligan, an old Milligan sketch where he's the waiter. I think I gave you that link a long time ago. Where he's the waiter, and he does the different waiter, how a waiter would talk to you in different countries like France and Israel and Germany. That was a pretty funny one. So it's a Milligan sketch on YouTube. I was watching. I don't know why it doesn't share the screen. I put a video card in this thing, so maybe it needs a better driver.
Might be. Yeah. This is pretty crazy here. This guy explaining about how this distraction by Trump, naming all these different names so that you will stop talking about Epstein. This is where they're at. What's up, Joey?
Yo, man, what's up, dude?
What's going on, brother?
Oh man, I'm just smoking some dubs, man. You smoke the marijuana?
Oh yeah, I know all about that, bro.
I don't know, man. I watched a video a long time ago in school called Reefer Madness.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should do that.
Yeah, it's the devil's.
I might become a jazz musician.
You eat the mushrooms?
That's Lucifer's lettuce, bro. Right there.
What are you guys doing, man? You guys like to
are
party?
young people just declining their morals and.
Wait a minute. I have one more to add to your repertoire for that. Ultimate spinach.
Oh, there you go. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Right on. Listen, this guy's got it down right.
Look, Katie, I think that this is a profound tell on the part of Donald Trump. This is a real understanding of what scares him. Donald Trump is not a brilliant man, but he has a certain degree of feral cunning about things that endanger him personally or legally or politically. He has a keen sense of those things. He senses that the Epstein matter is so devastating that if it fully comes to light, it was so devastating that he sent 1,000 FBI agents to scrape through every single piece of information that the DOJ had to ensure his name, that they knew everything that was there. This is a guy who acts guilty, sounds guilty, looks guilty, smells guilty.
Lies.
And
lies.
all these distractions he's trying to throw out there. The important part about this Russia investigation,
lies.
this accusation about
Propaganda.
Barack Obama and Jim Comey and all these things, is not anything to do with Russia. It's to do with Jeffrey Epstein. This is all. Epstein has become the thing that is consuming his brain. It is wearing him down. He looks and sounds, as you point out correctly, much different about this. It's not swagger. It's not good different. It is scared. This guy is terrified of what's in those,
James
the knowledge
Comey,
that
man.
could be in this stuff. And look, I don't know that or think that there are videos of Donald Trump and underage girls or whatever it is, but he also wished Ghislaine Maxwell well when she got sentenced. Who says that
It's
about a
Ghislaine,
notorious
not
sex
Ghislaine.
trafficker? Who says that about a person who got sentenced for 20 years in prison for trafficking underage girls? This is there's a missing point here, a missing gear in this machine with Donald Trump's relationship with Epstein. It has thrown his administration completely off course, and it's thrown him completely off his game.
See, that's why I say he's not on the list. He has a list. You know, he was more involved than just being a client. That's why him and Epstein were so close together, and he knows whatever her name, Ghislaine, and you know, this whole fucking house of cards. He's worried about it all coming down. I mean, the FBI was told to flag any of the files that had Donald Trump in them. Why would they have to be told that?
Yeah, I know. Well, when they got those, what was the period that they got those when that happened? That happened during the Trump administration, right?
Yeah.
So 2018, between 2016 and 2020. So that happened in his book. But wait a minute. If they did do it during his period, why? Yeah, exactly. Why would you ask? Why would you? But here's one thing. Look at the people that took it. Was he, I mean, the thing is that I'm trying to say is that was he in charge of that thing when it happened, when they went and stormed that place and took him? Then that he was on it and they took his name off of it? Or was it something that they added to it and then took other people's names off of it to try to make him, to try to put us in this position to think, all right, he was definitely on it. That's why he doesn't want to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how my mind does it.
It's also a little bit of word magic going on there too. You know, not he's on the list as a client, but like I said, a list as a contributor.
Yeah.
You know, or just being part of the whole overall operation. And there, it's like, is he on the list? Well, no. Is he involved is he in the files? Yes. Okay. Why is he in the files? That's where we need to get to, see? And it's the same thing with, like they say, Epstein didn't blackmail anyone. Okay, well, that may very well be true. He provided the blackmail material. He was the facilitator of the honeypot operations. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
You know, and this you got to be careful what they say. Well, why wouldn't the Democrats have used it if there's anything on me in there? Well, it's the same reason that, you know, Russia doesn't try to nuke us and we don't try to nuke them. It's called mutually assured destruction. So we just kind of keep each other at bay. That's off the table. Okay, we can fight and squabble, but when it gets to that level, we just know that's off the table.
Yep.
Well, it's the same thing there with that, because all sides, there is no left and right, really. It's like something we said again earlier. It's a big club and we're not in it. That's it.
Yep. You know, the thing that goes through my mind is that, okay, it happened in his time. Well, so if his information was on there and they had to take it off, then it was obviously something that he's trying to cover up. If he didn't say that and they added stuff to it so they could get us to where we are now, okay, then that's a problem, because then, they put people or took people off of it so that you wouldn't, even if you did see the list, it would be modified from the minute it was grabbed.
Right.
Meaning they could have added people to it to fucking screw people over, including him or me or anybody else. I'm not on it.
Well, look, we got enough at this point to know that these are all a bunch of freaking perverts and shit we've got up there. They are actors that try to act like they're us. Yeah. Israel has infiltrated our government to the point that there's no repairing it. We have a serious crisis on our hands right here. This thing has completely been taken over. 100% lock, stock, and barrel. Now it's just a matter of whether we go along with it or not. That's it.
Yeah. And I think that's why he was posting all those things and kept just repeating himself over and over. Stop talking about Epstein. Stop talking about Epstein. It's like, either he's having a fucking breakdown because he knows now that people are like, whoa, wait a minute here. Now people are taking a step back a little bit, or people are putting their mind to it and started thinking, well, it could go the opposite way too. Maybe the people that took it modified it and added people onto it or took it off. So I'm not saying yes or no, but everything is leaning towards the other side because you can kind of clearly see how goofy and how ridiculous, just how stupid this stuff is with all this distraction and all the stuff to try to get people to not think about it or sway people into other news things. It steers people no matter what. It's steering people or steering them away from it. It's kind of suspicious that now all of a sudden the Democrats or all these left-leaning news shows are suddenly coming out with this stuff like, oh, gee, Trump could be on the list. Like, they're trying to point it out now. And I find a problem with that, too, because those people, if they had that information, would have used it way before that election to screw him over. So that didn't fly, and we didn't see that either. So, it's like, damn, this is just a head F. It's a mind F. You know what I mean?
Mind fucker, yeah.
Because you got to sit and pull this stuff apart to try to think about the intent and how would something go to get you to think that way. And it's just the whole thing's a mind F. You just can't think about it without saying this whole thing's screwy. In every direction that you think about it, it's wrong in every direction.
It is, man. It's so fucking backwards. It is. It really is. Well, listen, bud, we're here at 2.5 hours. I got to work in the morning.
Yeah, I got to run too.
And I think it was a pretty good stream. Had a good time.
Good to see you.
Yeah, man.
Oh, real quick before you leave, I threw a private chat on the side. It's that last link to Google. Don't show it, all right? But I put that for you because remember earlier we were talking about the Mars Project stuff?
Yeah.
That is where they do the Mars Project stuff. It's on Devon Island, and that's
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
to the actual. Look at it, and if you want to pop it up to show people that I wasn't BSing when I told you that, okay?
I've seen this. Yeah.
All that stuff comes from Devon Island. If you use the little person on the link, you're gonna have to copy the whole link because it's just too big.
I got it. I got it up right now. Yeah.
You can take the little person symbol and hold it,
Put it
and
down on a road.
move it where that building is, and you'll see a blue line show up. Go as close to the building as you can, and then move the mouse around and look around. When it drops down to the ground view, look around and look at the trucks and look at the stickers on the side of the trucks. I showed that on Old Me's on one of Old Me's show, and he was like, "Holy crap!" He had never seen that. That they have trucks that say the Mars Project right on it. They have NASA stickers on everything around them. They're wearing jackets that say NASA. It's like, yeah, they're just making that crap up.
Let's see. Here's Humvees.
Yeah, look on the side of the
four-wheelers.
Look at the side on the Humvee.
That yellow one?
Either one of them. And look at the side on the sticker. Scroll in with your mouse wheel and it'll zoom in.
Oh, yeah, Mars Institute.
Put that on the screen real quick to show people. That's really hard to find. It's way up in Canada, and it's really, because the land's so huge, it's hard to pick out to find it.
You can see it right here. It says Mars Institute down here on the bottom. What's this? Houghton Mars Project. Houghton Mars Project. They got a lot of different stickers. Got NASA on here. CSA.
That's where they make all the NASA goofy videos and say, "Oh, the Mars rover and the Mars this and the Mars that." Yeah, it's out. It's out in northern Canada where there is nothing.
Yeah, because if I go out of this, right here, there it is from the air.
Yep.
And we can get down here like that. And what we did is we took this, and we can get into one of these little areas right here. Let's see, isn't there another street view?
Oh, there's tons of them, but they're out in the middle of nowhere, and it's just guys riding ATVs around. But all their jackets say NASA on them. All they have patches that say Mars on them. That's where they make Mars. We're not going outside this place. It's a closed system. You need a closed system to hold.
Oh, here's the helmet cam we're on right there.
And they take all that gear out in the middle of nowhere and they film it and do whatever. And then they say, "Oh, look, it's the Mars rover."
He's on one of those little 4x4s right there too. See, he's following that guy. Let's go up here. Oh, that guy, he keeps getting away. Oh, bastard, catch up to me. Let's go see who's inside here.
If you look at the sides of the ATV and go to the left and look at the side of the ATV, there's stickers all over it that say NASA on the side of it.
Yeah, I see it right there's one.
So the Mars Project in Canada.
Look at this guy. They blurred his face out. Or maybe he just really looks like that.
I'm surprised that they haven't ripped us off of Mars, Google Earth yet.
It's amazing.
Yep. That's a deception. When people say, oh, well, we're going to Mars. Now you can just take that, save it in your thing, and you can say, oh, what do you mean, the Mars Project Canada? And just go right to that. Right to that, what do you call it? And you can pull it right up and say, geez, why do they have trucks that say the Mars Institute right on the side in the middle of Canada? You know what they're gonna say? Oh, well, they're doing that so they could have the thing grove around because it's close to the Mars climate. No, this is the same argument they do with the thing that's floating in space, the space station or whatever the hell it is. It's sitting in a pool and they're taking videos of it. You know what I mean? It's the same deception that they do.
Looks like a terrible place.
Oh, it's way in northern Canada.
There's that camp is way back there, see?
Yep. It's way out in northern Canada, and it's not near anything. If you look on the map and scroll out, you can see how far away you are from a road. They must come in there on a ship and offloaded all that stuff to create all that shit and make everything. And I mean, it's vast. I mean, look at that. There is not a road near that place.
Jesus.
I mean, so they have to do that stuff in places like that so they can keep, so they can make sure that nobody sees it. I mean, there's nothing up there.
God, look at that, man. That's way up by the Arctic Circle.
Yep. So I threw that in there just for you to save it. So that way, if anybody ever brings some bullshit up, you can go directly right to that spot that I made. And you could just go right in, move the person symbol over, and put it right next to it. You'd be like, "Oh, what do you mean, right here?"
Jesus Christ!
It's next to Iceland, basically.
There's an obvious volcano here from some period of time. Right here, just to the little area there. I love fucking around on Google Earth, man.
I do too.
Crazy shit.
I do too. I talked about it on one show, and some guy said it was full of blank. So I was like, oh, no, I'm going to grab that. So I hunted around and saved it. I forgot to show it to you last time.
Look, it won't let you go over here in the camp, though.
No.
I don't think it'll let you go.
It just brings you to the side where those trucks are parked, and that's as close as you can get to it.
Damn it.
Just seeing the stickers on the side of the truck is just enough for me. I was like, oh, okay. Why would you need to do that?
Check out the bathroom and see if it was the same bathroom that Jaron had.
Look, there's Jaron.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. I'm going to go ahead, though, and get off of here.
Have a good one. Good to see you. So good to see all the people in the chat, too.
Yeah, man. We had 115 right now watching. That's a lot of people.
Good to see you
a
guys.
lot of them
Thanks for
showed up.
coming.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It really helps everything out. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And as always, like we like to say, don't forget, the Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey. See your doctor and get rid of him because he'll probably kill you. And if you heard the shot, probably wasn't meant for you. We'll see you next time. Sovs, please.